All right, we're live again. Thank you, everybody, for another hangout with us this Saturday. I know I've been MIA for quite some time, but this is live statue chat and shenanigans. Marcos, this is for you.
You mean shenanigans?
Oh. I mean shenanigans.
We're back, baby. We're back.
We are back, and I do apologize for my bit of hiatus, but like I was explaining to the guys earlier, work has been hectic. Usually spring and summer, we're just super busy, and I got a bunch of projects I got to deal with during the weekend. So, but happy to be here. You know, I've been getting a little itchy. I need to get on there, especially buying statues. I got a couple. I'm gonna have to buy a couple here pretty soon. I'm getting really anxious, very, very anxious. But I want to thank our good friend Marcos Morris for being in the house, man. Thank you. Jacob also is in the house. He's coming on the stream full time now. You know, we just hired him full time. He's gonna be here every freaking weekend. So I really appreciate it.
Unfortunately, gosh.
And we got the Legend Lane, and today we get to see.
I know. I'm bricked up. I'm bricked up right now.
Yeah,
Marcos is just that beard jealousy, man. Yeah. Like he just is just like he's like the man of the stubble versus the man.
God damn
of Grizzly Adams.
I just fucking noticed that, dude. It's been like 3 weeks. It's looking fucking good, dude.
What, the little goatee? I'm copying Will.
Yeah. He's not quite cut up to Will though. Will has a little bit more of like that statue.
Yeah.
I was looking far more worse this morning because I hadn't shaved in like 2 days. And I looked awful. I don't look great.
You know, the funny thing is today my wife's like, you should shave that off. Let's just clean it up and just shave it off. I'm like, yeah, you know, I could shave it off. It's not a big deal to me. I'm not like very like stuck on.
You're not like Pedro Pascal, you know, where the stash.
Yeah, no, I don't. You know, I don't really give two shits about. You know, whatever makes my wife happy, I'll shave it. She wants me to grow it, I'll grow it. I get.
My mom to get my dad to shave his beard off, like that was a fight to get him to do it. And the problem now, he hasn't had it in like 20 years or so.
Right.
But I'll tell you, my sister nearly passed out when we saw him with just a mustache, because literally we had never been alive, because he had the beard since he was 20.
Okay, yeah.
Did he lose his strength like Samson cutting his hair? Listen to some broad.
He still had it. No, he kept the stash, so he didn't get rid of all of it.
Well, yeah, you got to keep the porn stash. If
he would have just said no. It just, you know, by getting rid of a little bit of facial hair, he saved what little sanity my mom had driven.
There we go. Got to make the wife happy, right?
Well, hey, he's managed to survive. I don't know. He's managed to go 50+ years. So
there we go. And also, Will was saying he apologized for not being here for 3 weeks. That is also my fault. I've been as well extremely busy with work. Like last week, we tried to go on. A doctor added on a case at 7 p.m. Like, oh my gosh, you asshole! And then the week before, I was busy all week and on call, and I got sick on Saturday. I'm like, dude, I can't. Like, it just been very hectic, I would say. But mainly blame Will, but about 10% me. Okay, 90%.
I just like hearing all this.
How did you feel on Sunday then? Did you shit all that out of your system then from that day you were?
Oh sick? Yeah, dude. It was pure liquid. You can say gold, but it was liquid brown, basically, just squeezed out of my body,
draining out of your butt.
Thanks, Jacob. That was definitely not the detail I needed.
My brother, he could.
You've never done that where you're peeing out of your butt for like 10 seconds straight and you felt like a woman. It's the grossest feeling in the world.
Well, I'd be sitting down regardless, so there you go.
Yeah. I mean,
See, I like just hearing all this, and I can say I was sitting around doing nothing on the weekends for the last weekends, because I do nothing on the weekends. I don't have to do my work.
Besides talking about our bowels, let's
now that might be appropriate for some of the new
shenanigans, not live statue chat in our bowels.
However, Marcos literally is with his discussion, basically.
Exactly.
How part of the news in the general statue community has been.
Also, if we're going to get
the bowels coming out of the bowels of the industry, it seems we've had multiple occurrences in the last couple of weeks.
But if we're going to go off topic and not talk about bowels, can we talk about Jacob's OnlyFans he's starting, guys, to raise money for a statue collection?
No, this is for all of us collectors. It's an OnlyFans for every collector.
Jacob's
we're
like,
not
the
doing
only thing
anything
I'm
with our own
wearing is
time.
my beard and my ball cap.
My beard.
And my ball cap. But hey,
right down here.
just want to put it out there.
Gross.
Just want to put it out there. Hey, we got
we have a very chat tonight.
Yeah, so we got Jonas in the house, man. Thanks for jumping in. We got Jimmy from Godlike. Thank you very much for hanging out with us, Jojo Valdez. So thank you guys for hanging out with us here. Juan Ortega, my boy.
Hey, Jimmy.
And Mark's in the house as well. Thank you guys for jumping in the chat. You guys have any questions today? I'm going to bring up a lot of more fan art stuff. We will talk about some license things also as well. So I want to – it's been so long since for me, it felt like a whole month without doing any streams. So I want to talk about certain things that didn't pop up. And I'll try to have everything organized a little bit. You know, we kind of just play it by ear when we're here. So we'll just have fun with it tonight, like we always do every night. Hopefully I get some statues coming in. We can do some more live unboxings. I've been slacking. Last year was a good year for live unboxings. This year's a little bit slower. But I do have to pace myself because I only got a little bit of room left. So I'm feeling that. So,
Will,
but it's
what statues have been tempting you? Like you said, there's like 5 things you want to buy right now.
Oh,
yeah. There's I'm still working out the XM Studios Hulkbuster. Still trying to figure that one out with the potential buyer, but he's in China, and he wants a money transfer, and that's just like a real big risk for money transfer. He also has XM Hulk. He has XM Hulkbuster transformation, which recently just sold for $3,000, surprisingly, but his is $1,000 cheaper. But same thing, right? You got money transfer. So it's very difficult for me to just be like, yeah, here. And there's like no security whatsoever. Let's say they do.
If I learned anything, you go there yourself and you give them a receipt that it's in the bank, and then you just drive off with the goods, and then you're good to go. Like it didn't even have to transfer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I do have contacts in China that I do trust. They can just go over there and see it in hand and hold it in, and things like that. And then I could just transfer it. But what about when it's at sea and if it gets lost or something stupid happens way over here, right? Then you're you're out. Then I don't want. It's just
Tom Hanks and Wilson find it,
Yeah. So that's the biggest challenge. But we'll talk about it tonight. There's a couple pieces I do want to PO. Actually, there's a Rogue. I've talked about it before, but there's a custom fan art Rogue that I really, really love. I think the portrait's fantastic, and it works for my collection. As you can see back there, very museum-ish, and still kind of trying to get my hands on that because she is sold out. But Commissioner and I have been talking a little, and hopefully I get my hands on it. There is a Vulcan that I might be getting in soon as well, but I need it painted. But it is with a painter right now, so it's just working out the cost with that particular painter. It's actually the same painter that painted the Havoc, so that custom Havoc.
Okay.
So I get to have the Summers brothers all together once I collect that Vulcan, right? Because he's Cyclops' brother. So it's cool to have the piece. It's a great piece, and once I get it in, we'll do an unboxing. Very small, not too much going on with that particular statue, but it's great for the collection I have. So super happy for that.
Real quick though, does anybody have anything coming in soon? I know Will was obviously saying what he's thinking about getting in, but Wayne and Jacob, do you guys have any pieces coming in? And anybody in the chat as well, besides you.
I mean, I got
big stuff coming.
Yeah, I got to pick up some stuff, so it's not like it's shipped. I just have to take the time to go pick it up, which is XM Apocalypse, and I think the seller is watching right now, so he knows. I just got to find time to get it, and a XM Studio Storm, but she has issues, so I have to find out how to get her repaired. She's got a lot of mold and things like that, so I got to get her figure out how to.
J&D Berserk.
No J&D Berserk's for me, but Marcos has got his coming in. Mark, yeah, I seen the seller that wants to sell his XM Hulkbusters, but he wants $4,500 plus shipping, I believe. I'm not.
Oh, Jesus. That's a predator, man.
Yeah, that's exactly a predator. Like I'm not as much as that's a grail that I want to have in my collection. I'm not going to pay that much money for a statue. I'm sorry.
So if you did get prestiged by Prime One, you would not have been sending AK for the big check.
No. I got look, guys, I got a cap on how much statue, right? So I have a specific cap, and I'm thinking in my head right now, I don't believe I've ever spent more than $2,000 on a snatch, which including shipping. I don't think I've ever spent.
I mean,
well,
that's a lot of money. I mean, that's a lot of money.
it's a lot of
I
money.
know sometimes when we talk about these busts and stuff that are 7-8K or something like that, sometimes where we, on these shows, we can kind of we say it's a lot of money, but we also can kind of talk about it casually sometimes, where it makes it sound like sometimes, well, spending $2,000 shipped on a statue is not a truckload of money. It is a ton of money. When you spend $800 on a statue, that's a lot of money.
Yeah. I think the only one right now, Marcos, I think you and I are feeling the burn on it is a fan art Dark Side.
Oh yeah.
That one right there is pretty much a little. Let's see. No, I still think it's under. It's still under 2K with the shipping.
I think it's at 2K basically.
Something like it. Maybe 20,000.
And that's a massive piece with multiple boxes having to get shipped from.
Yeah, it's a full massive box.
There's not like the discount sometimes if you were buying that for retail here where you may be spending but not spending.
I don't even want to think, Lane. I don't want to think about unboxing that right now. I really don't.
You're gonna have so much fun with that.
Oh my god! I just thought about it like that,
bro. That is 3 boxes of joy.
It's 4 boxes of joy.
4 boxes. I said I was couldn't remember it was 3 or 4. Sorry,
luckily
4 boxes of fun.
But at least 2 of them are like super big boxes. But that one big box, fuck that.
Piece, all 30 pounds of the base. And then every body part and everything else to have to muscle out of there.
I mean, if you guys don't know, go what was beginning of last year or the year prior, where I bought the prototype. When I did the prototype, man, that was a lot, and that was only 2 massive boxes. It was like literally a twin bed together. Mm-hmm. This time they split it into 4s to try to get the shipping a little cheaper, but it was still kind of.
That's what I heard with the 3rd scale Sauron. That piece, that even though it ended up being only 2 boxes, they said like at least one person said both boxes were as tall as my kid.
Yeah,
like they only said 2. They just forgot to mention that it was like jumbo sized for both of them. Is big, like literally. I know somebody got it and said it's like one of the biggest boxes this side of maybe like getting a full crate or something like that. It's like the biggest box they've ever seen practically. For a piece because he's huge, but yeah, I don't have anything right now. Like I said, I'm waiting on One Piece. A lot of the stuff that I'm getting is probably
One Piece. One Piece. You're getting One Piece.
I said the One Piece.
The One Piece. Okay, there we go.
Nice.
That I have that would be somewhat soon. Yeah. Not the One Piece. Yes. Mm-hmm. Even though I did just finally watch One Piece season 2 on Netflix.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Which was really good.
Yeah.
But most of I'm more in a pre-order phase, but as you guys know, I just did My Sure Nui not too long. The quarter scale from Prime 1. And I'm getting Ivy, the one that just went up last week. But
dude, that fucking camel toe is sexy as fuck. I'm not lying.
There's a whole bunch. There's just a whole bunch that's sex. Well, I mean, it's Tira. I'm sorry to say, it's Tira from Soul Calibur. That her look there is pretty much how she's looked. I think actually her bust is not quite as big actually as it was in like Soul Calibur 2 or 4.
Why do you guys have a camel toe?
It's even it was bigger and more ridiculous there. But I'm getting that piece because I made a decision because all I had bought is Batman, whether live action or comic based,
right?
Since like 2000, and I was really like, I gotta get something else. Like I gotta have something else in the collection, not just. I need a break from Batman stuff.
Dude, Ivy jamming out with her clam out was a good one to go for. That
nice. So because I've got more. I pre-ordered more again last year. Thanks, Marcus.
That clam.
But I did more again last year from Darkstalkers, and then I did mine back actually just at the end of March, so in the last couple of weeks. But I almost have my paid off already, even though she's not coming to like probably 2028. But this Ivy is kind of probably going to be the third of three. There's like one space I have left open that I'm waiting for one more fighting game piece to get, but it's going to be a specific character, and I don't even know if or when someone's actually going to do, if Prime One's actually going to do the look. They've already put out.
What fighting game?
Street Fighter.
Street Fighter.
Yeah, I want to get Cammy from Street Fighter, but
No,
not her Street Fighter 6 look.
Now, question for you, Lane. Since it's Street Fighter and gaming, is there a particular version of Street Fighter you like? Personally, I'm an Alpha fan, and I heard that there's a group coming out that's going to do all Street Fighter Alpha quarter scale pieces.
I'm usually.
Yeah, he's coming back. He's going to switch over.
I thought I finally drove Marcus off.
Well, you didn't badmouth One Piece enough for him to come.
No, I was going to call One Piece the LeBrick of long running shonen shows, but I didn't want to start a firestorm that might cause steam to start coming out of Marcos's ears.
Yeah,
I'm not sure which way he would have found that insulting. But with Cammy, I would probably get her Street Fighter 2 look.
Yeah,
I've owned actually the third. I owned the PCS third scale statue of her Killer Bee, like the Alpha look.
Right. Yeah.
But I would probably go this time because I own that one. That was actually the first third scale I ever owned. Like that was the biggest damn statue I'd ever owned at the time. But I ended up selling it. Just because where I was living in a much smaller apartment, it was kind of just too big. And I was also in the thing where I was possibly going to have to move, and I didn't want to move. I literally sold all my statues because I didn't want to move.
Oh, wow.
Having to move 40 Hot Toys. And I moved all 40 of them. Like literally had to, because I lived in the same apartment complex. I had to move them all. I will not tell you how many times I had to go up the stairs. Up and down stairs outside.
40 Hot Toys.
Yeah, it took forever. Not including other stuff I had to move.
Right.
But but I'm now like with those quarter scales since I've got 3. The only one that may not match up perfectly is Morgan's because she's going to be a kind of a sitting-esque pose.
Yeah.
So
they all got nice fits. They'll all fit, dude.
I'm looking forward to when my parents are coming to visit in less than 2 weeks. I'm looking forward in 2028 when they come to visit. Yeah, and they're going to be kind of going.
Hey, if I was visiting my son and he had some hot ass babe statues, I'm just glad he's not a homosexual. Like I did something.
He only has the doll so he could see how he could dress up. You don't know.
Yeah, right. That is true.
Well, let's put it this way.
Well, Denial's not just a river in Egypt, so I'm just gonna.
I know. Well, it is funny. It's just a simple fact because my dad hates all this kind of stuff. Like he thinks it's all silly.
Yeah, my dad's the same way. Yeah.
But the best part is to the guest bedroom basically. Right to the left of the entrance into that bedroom is where like all the cases for my figures and stuff are. So he literally has to look like this, almost straight ahead with them.
Dude, it's literally like Christmas Vacation when that grandpa was there just staring at that poster on the ceiling, just with the biggest fucking smile on his goddamn face.
Yeah, it's hilarious. But I am. So eventually I need to try and get forward, but this is going to be just if they ever make it. I don't know if they are. Or it could be 10 years from now. I don't know. But right now it's kind of those 3, or like that's my fighting game side trip. And I'm going back to more focus on that. Now, with the possibility of being confirmed, also one of the characters I've been waiting the longest to FNC by Prime One is Riddler. And apparently he has confirmed that he will in some form or fashion actually be shown on Thursday for the showcase.
Really?
So not 2030?
He may be out by 2030. Can be shown this Thursday.
Hey, did that Mr. Freeze come up for PO yet?
No. So that is the one I will just let you guys know. I am awesome. making Chris Batman statue collection crazy because they keep saying, that's going to be the prestige one for DC. They were mentioning, right? That's going to be the first one, and you're going to be hoping and dreading if they sent you an email for $6,000 or something, like a version of that.
That'd be absolute bullshit.
And then you're going to be broke.
So do you think? Okay? With speaking of Prime One, do you think that's something that might pop up on this next showcase next week? What do you guys think or hope or what you want to see coming to the showcase? Now, is it even? I mean, to me, it's not even worth it anymore. The way I see that Prime One's doing, and based off that all that information that popped up the last few weeks about them and the factories and all this other crap, XM Studios kind of vibe going on here, is
100%.
that they're probably, to me, they're probably pushing more and more POs as much as they can so they can cover some of the stuff that hasn't even been shipped yet. Like they're way behind on shipping things. Like if it's 3-4 years and you haven't got something from them, is their finances are not, being put in the places they should be, and they're just trying to collect as much POs as possible from people just to kind of catch up to, their production with their factories and things like that. I don't know the depths. I just know what I read, but to me, that's what it sounds like, in my opinion. I think
that's fair.
and now, because when was the last showcase? It felt like it was recent. Wasn't it?
November.
No,
Yeah.
was it December?
December, wasn't it?
I thought it was November. I thought it was late November. I could be wrong.
No,
but I'm always right, so it's probably late November. Let's be real.
But I don't think they're doing 4. They did extra ones this last.
So it's like it seems pretty quick for them to have another showcase, and they haven't really done it much. Yeah,
I don't.
exactly.
Yeah.
But remember, they did 4 last year.
They did 4. The past 2 years, they've done basically 3 or 4. I think they should at
I
least
think
limit
it's
it
about
to
the same time it usually comes out. I feel.
Yeah.
Really?
They always do
Yeah,
one in
before
spring,
earlier
one
years, they always
midsummer.
did it.
Yeah.
They would usually do 2 a year, but it would
Yeah.
usually be like the spring and then the fall, leading into the winter kind of.
I think they should go back to just having 2. Because
I think they should just not put out any pre-orders for 6 months.
I think so too as well. But I think it should be. Yeah, they can't do that.
I know.
I think
the
it should
problem
be.
the problem is too. They create a double-edged thing. There's, as Will was talking about, the just getting whatever stuff they haven't had produced. But they are. I will push back a little bit against Will. They are starting to get some of those pieces out into people's hands, even some of the delayed ones. So they are starting to get some, maybe not fast enough.
I just don't feel it justifies enough, man. I mean, they should be pushing pieces out quicker.
I think they put it too many. I've been saying for a couple of years ago. You guys have heard me. I think they put out too many pre-orders. Like,
sure, agreed.
I think they just put out too much stuff. Like literally the only statue company I can think of that puts out as much junk as they do for pre-order, or even stuff coming out. The VIP thing, that's a whole different discussion.
We can talk about that.
But is Sideshow.
No, but the Lane, they don't even do that much either. I think last year someone did the number. They did like 50 pre-orders, and like Prime One does like 100 plus. Like,
I know. I'm just saying, but both of them are insane. Like,
well, no, I mean when you look at execution Lane, I think
Sideshow gets their stuff out. I am not saying for putting stuff out. I'm saying total number of items that
I know, pre-orders. Yeah,
they put out too much stuff.
Yeah,
Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. I
think 2 is the lucky number.
I can't die on that hill with you, Jimmy. I know a lot of people like it, but Street Fighter 2 is always going to be the better one to me. Mostly because
Walton comes on the stream and just becomes
talking shit, man. Like always.
We're not talking about necessarily how we view the quality of the statues.
Lane was, but I wasn't.
I am just that they both put out too much stuff. Like, there's too many products. Now, the difference is Sideshow, like 95% of the time, not always, but like most of the time, hits their target releases. Jimmy, I know you should show. I know you should show more fighting game love by actually buying some of the product.
When Jimmy said, "Hold up, Lane, let me just say this."
I know you're like, I gotta have 5 Predators and I gotta have $3,000 aliens.
Yeah,
sprinkle
Lane,
in
this is how
a couple
insane it is.
$1,400 fighting games.
Lane, this is how insane it is. His favorite IP, like his one piece for me, is Street Fighter, and he doesn't have one damn statue from Street Fighter, and Prime runs in
Hey,
an
and
amazing
I'm not
line
one
for
to
Street
I
Fighter.
can't cast stones. Probably my two favorite IPs are like just for having watched the movies or seen or whatever the most of anything. Star Wars is definitely number one because I have played and watched the main movies or games. Like, I mean, the Knights of the Old Republic, I beat both of those games like 30 times.
Yeah.
And not including watching the movies. And I own one statue that I bought in the last, like 9 months. But that's because I buy Hot Toys mostly for it because it's not cheap, but it's I can buy more characters for the price point.
Right.
But you also have a doll.
Alien is probably the Alien movies are probably the ones I've watched the most. Aliens, the first four. I've probably watched those movies a combined 30, 40 times in my life.
Right.
So I've watched them a lot. But I own no Alien. I got my first even Alien some form of item representation just the past year in like years when I got the Squirt Xenomorph Hot Toy, which is amazing. It's 17-inch tall figure. It's huge. But it's like the first one I've owned.
Real quick, Walton, don't talk shit about McDonald's. It's got us through a lot of rough times.
I don't know.
Like everybody in this panel, McDonald's has.
Walton. Now, Walton, I will push back a little bit. I don't generally compare I don't compare Sideshow directly to Prime One.
No.
I consider them Sideshow used to be. I think it's a hard thing too because I've been in this thing for long enough where they were the number one game and everybody else was kind of a step or two below.
Well, when XM was doing 1/4 stuff, they were still doing better 1/4 than Sideshow, quality wise for sure.
But I can tell you, Marcos, Hot Toys collecting is not cheaper.
Well, because you do like 20 POs in like a month, and then
Well, that's
I get it. Yeah.
And then I would also point but other than just Hot Toys, there's like InArt and those figures.
Oh yeah, I think those are amazing though. Honestly.
Well, I mean, even the Jazz Inc. Right? I paid $1,200 for two from the Michelle Pfeiffer.
Well, yeah. So, but it's not most of the time. It's not in the same. In theory, like I'm just going to say, if you compared, like say Prime One had the Marvel license, was putting out 4 of the Fantastic Four characters from the movie as quarter scale statues, when you'd have to spend with those versus getting the Hot Toys, which they have put out. To get those, you're going to have to spend a big difference.
Yeah.
No, I get it, and that's why I guess based off what Lane and I are saying, Walton, is more of a not in terms of quality of each company, in terms of product
stuff they just put out for order.
Yeah, it's more of the business and shipping and time frame and all this other stuff that they're excelling more than these other groups that are not,
100%.
Right?
Customer service is the best too. Like,
and
they're a broken statue. You can if they have it, they'll give you another one, or they'll give you a full refund.
And where I would give just as for the whole ship, for the whole thing, I give Sideshow. I would give them as a company a plus over Prime One,
right?
Because they also sell Prime One, and if you have issues, other problems, and I would speak for here in the United States. It is easier to go to them than having to come to Prime One because you can say, here's video, here's the pictures and video, this is what's screwed up. Or my thing came with a crack in it, and you send them and they will look at it. Now, they still might have to be a middleman a little bit, but 9 times out of 10, they're going to help you. Yeah, I know. The Street Fighter 6 one.
I know, Jimmy. I talked to you many times.
That's not the look
Jimmy,
that I want to buy. That's not the look I would buy. I'm going to get Classic Hit Me.
Dude, that whole Street Fighter line is so good so far.
Yeah, and Chun-Li's supposed to be coming up soon too. I just want them to get all the Street Fighter 6 looks out because we're talking about Prime One. One thing they always do is they always eventually follow up those with the classic looks or something for their statues. So we may actually get some of the classic looks for Street Fighter 6.
Rahul!
Died 15 hours to unlock it. It took forever.
So do you guys feel that? I'm sorry. Do you guys feel that? I feel lately, since the last showcases, it's been more anime based. Do you think that's going to be the case?
Not anime. It's been more gaming based. There's been some.
I don't know. Shit ton of anime.
It's been movie and gaming.
But there's too many other people doing everything else. I think they found what's selling right now. You know what I mean? So I think that's
they
fine.
still stick in movie or so much like Fade Ralpha would got put on last year. It's not part of the Dune thing. I mean, they're doing some different things than even like J&D or some of those licenses.
Well, they were doing some dumb fucking shit like that Valhalla Rising or something, some movie nobody's ever fucking heard of.
And then they had where they spent like 30 minutes on that.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Like if they're earning money, don't be doing dumb shit like that.
I would never forget a 30-minute section in a showcase that was dedicated to that. I'm like, this is insane.
You know, Johnny had to go to Vegas and like he was in the bathroom doing coke, and that guy was in there, and they just started talking. Oh, dude, I can make a fucking statue for this. Like, yeah, fuck yeah. That's 100%. Like, how else would that happen?
Hey, I will say Ram Truth because I know a couple of friends of mine, like my buddy Dean, who lives in San Antonio, who I'm on with and done stuff with Collecting Weekly. I think he's getting both of them. He's a huge FF7, and he's getting both the Sephiroth and the Cloud. He's at F.
So is Raul, Extreme Gamer. He's getting it too.
Ignoring the price of those pictures they showed in hand, some of the best fucking paint jobs I've seen on Prime One Piece.
Yeah, the merch army is not supposed to be good though. The Sephiroth sword.
Now, the only bad thing is they still have those stupid like chopsticks holding the swords up.
They need. You
guys see that?
Heavy. They will.
That's dumb as fuck, dude. That takes away from everything. That takes away from fucking everything.
Wait, hold up. Wait, Jacob. Let me speak. Let me speak before my friend Raul gets mad at me because me and him have been talking all week about this. He has talked to people that have the piece in. It's more of a those stands are just for safety if you want it, but you don't have to have it on the pieces. That's what Prime One and people were saying. But and long term, I think
safety. That means you have to have
sword,
it.
Exactly, the thing's like a foot long.
I think long term it's gonna have an effect, but as of now, Prime One is saying you don't need it. So,
well, yeah, because you need time for it to fucking fall over. So yeah, of course, right now you don't need it.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. I'll say this though. I've had about 5 pieces, like anime pieces that like had those in the boxes. And I have never put them on besides on one piece because it's just too crazy of a piece that needed it. And nothing's fallen. And it's been 3 years with those pieces. So I don't know. I think maybe companies just do that just for maybe like if you as a collector want the peace of mind of it not falling. So.
Well, I mean, I think it's an engineering thing, and I know we want the best looking concept, the thing that looks, and it's badass. Don't get me wrong, right? You got this fucking 2-foot wingspan. I mean, it's cool, but engineering wise. You know, you have to figure out how the base would work, right?
I don't think people would be mad if the sword weighed 0 pounds, basically, too. Like, you know, make it hollow as hell or something like. Yeah, I don't think people would be mad. So,
no, and I don't think so either. But I think that's something that should potentially be addressed during the showcase, so people know. Like, you already put a PO in, and then now they're telling you, hey, you might need this just in case for the future. It's like. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have PO'd if I knew that because I personally don't like pieces having clear rods and things like that.
And like JoJo's saying too, $2,500 too, like for a 1/4 pieces with a very small footprint and everything. But like for me, I get that argument. Like you're paying the top dollar for these pieces, and like Jacob said, they look great, like in hand and everything. But you would expect, especially like if it's Tweeterhead doing this, sure, like they suck. You know, they're like we were saying McDonald's, Tweeterhead's the what is it?
They suck.
Yeah, but the Tweeterhead's like the Arby's of fast, like the statue community. You know, like they're the Arby's. You know, but what I was saying is like you can expect something from a small company to have those chopsticks, but for Prime One, I wouldn't think they would need that. You know, they would have figured it out in my opinion, but they obviously didn't. So for $2,500, I get that argument 100%. So
yeah.
Tifa's got to be in this showcase, right?
Huh?
Well, Eric Anthony was got him up for pre-order though. Yeah.
Yeah, you would think. Yeah.
Well, of all the characters, the ones who I thought were definitely going to make Cloud, Sephiroth, Aerith, and Tifa. Like those were the 4 I always figured from the beginning. Those are definitely getting made because those are the 4 characters that will 100%. So they did Zach, and I know most people were kind of like, eh.
Oh, but also, Will, your first question was what we're hoping for, right? And this, we kind of went off topic and everything. Oh, for me, real quick, I I know it won't happen anytime soon, but I wish there was an Akira line coming from Prime One. I think they would do an amazing job on that. It'll be expensive too, I bet, because I know the Akira, the licensor does not give it out. So if Prime One did get it, it'll be like Square Enix basically, where they charge a huge tax on pieces and all that. But dude, like with how unique and creative they get with the Berserk line, I would love that creativity with like a Akira line. Like my god, dude, like from Prime One, I think it would look amazing. Pieces would be coming out like 8 years later, but still I would get it in, obviously. So
I think Queen Studios probably do a better job only because that Anne Hathaway.
I don't know.
Anne Hathaway on Bike was great. That was a fantastic piece.
But they done some anime pieces and like they either canceled them or the prototype just wasn't that good. Like it was very bland.
I'm thinking more of the Bike. So in my head, I'm thinking more.
I get that, but like I don't know. That was a very museum bike pose too, you know.
Well, I mean, if you look at the cover of Akira, it's literally
but everybody wants a goddamn bike slide. Come on, you know that. We want the bike slide.
Of course, that is the one thing everybody wants from the thing.
Yeah, come on.
It's
like making Michael Jordan wear fucking Adidas shoes out of nowhere in his like they made a statue of him. You want the J's, you want the 1s, 5s, 11s.
I agree.
I'll say from the main ones, because I actually responded to their official posting. I couldn't remember exactly what but Elder Predator from Predator 2.
I hope they show that.
Finally show that, because they teased that a long time ago. I kind of wanted them to wait to maybe see where they got caught up with some of the Predators, especially since like the Youngbloods have been delayed into oblivion. You know, they were part of that whole issue. But even though I prefer the AVP Elder Predator, I actually like that one better. But I would like to finally at least see. This is just for seeing, not necessarily even coming up for pre-order right away, but get to see them for the first time. Riddler 1/3 is probably the one I'm most interested in.
I want to see that too.
Treebeard.
It's all I fucking want.
I was saying that for Jacob to talk about. Well, Lane, know the show, dude.
Take it, Lane.
Come on.
We totally talked about this ahead of time. And then the other main one. Well, I wanted to. Treebeard is probably not one I would get, but I really wanted to see that thing finally. If anything more, I can see Jacob as he starts drooling all over himself and he thinks about
True. My dick will get hard for the first time in years.
Considering how much he talked about that stupid cave troll bursting through the wall.
It's going to be rising like my Messiah.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing.
And then the final one is probably the one I really, really want to see is a painted King Batman. Who they showed that 1/3 unpainted version of him like 3 or 4 showcases ago, maybe 5. I think it was 2024 when they showed him. I don't even remember exactly. There are too many of the stupid showcases we were talking.
Way too much. It's too much. Have 2 year. That's it. 2 big ones, not 4 shitty ones.
And the one thing to showcase. Sorry,
you can go on.
I was going to say one thing the showcase doesn't do very well sometimes. It's letting you know what is actually going to be available for our market, because there was a statue quarter scale shown, like, I think like maybe the first showcase of the 4 they did last year. It was an anime piece based off Gantz, manga. They showed a Reika, which was based actually off like a fan art type image or something like that. They showed that. It was one I actually liked because I read the manga.
Right.
It was coming out. And I could never figure out. It just disappeared. Never heard anything about it again. And I was like, hey, what happened to that? And it was actually just like a AI Google search thing. I said, hey, whatever happened to this thing? And I found it said, oh, that one's been available for order forever, but it's Japanese only. Here are some retailers that apparently it looks like it's still it's like this much Canadian money would be or something for some reason was telling me. And I figured out the US it was like $600. You can still order them to get it directly from there. And I was like, why did they never say that was for Japan only or some other shit? Which made sense to me because like the older ones have never been able to sell to this day. But I was like really annoyed by that because I was like, they never gave any indication in the showcase that was going to be a Japanese only release, you know? Yeah. And I didn't hear anything for it. Like, I was kind of wondering what was going on with that piece. And I just decided, like, okay, because it's not super expensive.
I forgot they put out the Aerith for a PO the last showcase. They haven't put out the PO, but they showed it.
But that's one thing. The other thing is that these are more. I would like to see them. I don't necessarily am like, hey, they all need to come up for pre-order in the next 3 months. I just want to see them get an idea of coming. We still haven't seen the bus for Berserk.
No, we have. It was the last show.
No, I mean co-op for pre-order.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen that thing twice now without actually. I mean, in the Prime.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I can't even imagine. They're probably still trying to figure out the price.
Dude, they're probably done put in a price tag like the what was it? The
Optimus
the
Prime,
VIP,
the Optimus Prime.
VIP.
Oh geez, yeah. They'll be the regular bus where it's like
they said Berserk Batman,
and it's like $5,000 or $6,000, and now for $9,999.
So they said, Lane, real quick, you guys know they said Batman and obviously what they did with Alien, Predator, and there's a couple other IPs they said they're going to 100% do it on. I think, oh my God, I'm blanking out.
I wouldn't be
Berserk too. Berserk, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. Well, I think we're going to see because whenever this is the one thing that with Prime One, unfortunately, you can always say whenever they reveal any type of information on what they might be doing, they're doing it completely on purpose to prepare you. Is when they talked about the Prestige in some of the comment stuff. Where Johnny, whatever his name is, who's the guy who's their like kind of community manager guy or something, who I'm not my favorite guy for how he interacts, but they said DC Berserk and all.
He's
that.
He's a pleasant guy. What are you talking about, Lane? Pleasant guy.
The Prestige, like we're going to be part of this Prestige thing. We are going to see now. We're not going to see him necessarily. I don't know if they'll say Prestige exactly right in the, showcase or something necessarily. But we're going to see at least every one of those IPs, a piece that is going to be a Prestige version. I am like 90% sure. Now, they're not going to say it right off necessarily, maybe in the showcase, but these are what we have lined up to actually be the first wave of the Prestige statues that we're going to do as part of this.
I mean, for me at least, based off the last showcases, I'm not hoping or thinking of anything on this showcase. I don't believe that there's going to be anything that's going to really wow me.
Probably not either.
To be like, I got to have this particular piece. It's just, I don't know if it's just me or my vibe has gone down with Prime One, and we used to be so nice with it, right? Same thing with XM. Why do you think I have so many of their older pieces lately? Because that was a time when I was super excited about XM. Everything they put out was like, gotta have.
What are you talking about? There's excitement, man. Manly jaw Jean Grey looks like it's about to come out of the warehouse here shortly.
That's how I like my woman lane. That's how I like my woman lane.
Those Phoenix things, man. You got to get those out of there and get X-Men Red Era Jean Grey in the old.
Real quick, Will, would a 1/3 or 1/4 MCU license from Prime One excite you or no?
MCU?
No. Okay, just throwing it out there. I know you're big Marvel guys. So.
Yeah, but MCU is different than the comic stuff, right? For sure. Yeah, so I'm not the biggest movie guy, really, to be honest. It just really depends.
I wouldn't be surprised. The
only big movie that I've been picking up, and I'm still trying to find a good price. Someone just sold one for $2,500, and I should have jumped on it. It's just Michelle Pfeiffer, really.
Yeah.
Now, if they did a Selma Hayek from Dusk Till Dawn, I'd jump on it.
That wouldn't even be up for display. It would just be in my closet in a certain area. I use it every night.
I wanted one of those shot loses or the ones with ice, when he poured down and right off her feet and your fucking.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like Tarantino, just like 100%, like 100%, dude. There's no doubt about it.
There's not really, like I said. I mean, I do have an Elvira piece, because my wife loved Elvira back then, so did I, for different reasons, obviously. But certain ones, but I even if they did MCU, there's not really any MCU characters I would want to collect. There's just not.
Real quick line from Prime One, a Brazzers line. Brazzers. Would you be down for that?
Prime 1, Brazzers line.
First piece, Johnny Sins as an astronaut. Just come on.
Missy Mundane, baby. Give me some Missy Mundane.
Oh my God, yeah,
Firefighter. He's like, I got your large sausage pizza here, man.
dude. First off, the most well-established man in all of he had so many jobs. Like, you know, good for him.
You know who he reminds me of? You guys, Marcos is young, but you guys should know in Living Color, where they do the Jamaican skit and they got like 20 jobs and they just keep talking about how many jobs they have. And
I love it in Living Color. Jim Carrey, baby. I love it.
Yeah, well, it's not just Jim Carrey, but
he was the best, though. Let's be honest.
That's Johnny Sins right there. That's Johnny Sins. But yeah, I mean, extreme gamers. Yeah, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 4 especially, and Resident Evil 9. I think they might be showing some Resident Evil 9 stuff because a lot of Chinese
they teased it a while ago.
Yeah, but I think they're really going to put it out there this time, probably for the showcase, due to the game, the high success of the game, and a lot of you kind of see the writing on the wall when a lot of third-party Chinese factories are putting a bunch of stuff out there for Resident Evil 9. You know, I think that's kind of right on the wall. So I'm pretty sure
this might be one of their weird ones too, the Resident Evil 9, where it's like available the next week to PO, kind of like the fucking He-Man one. You know what I mean? It's like, here it is, boom, we're ready to go.
Yeah, that was fairly quick. That was surprisingly quick, actually. So I feel that that's what it's going to be. It's whatever's hot and popping right now, and Resident Evil 9's right there, right? Maybe they might show something with Crimson Desert because that game's been like sold a shit ton of fucking.
Yeah, no, I want to play it. I don't know, man.
I do too, but I don't have the time to fucking.
Me too. That's what I feel. But I would say this though. I did replay Skyrim the past 3 months. I couldn't get off the goddamn game, so I don't want to do that again with Crimson Desert. And it's like, there's a lot more, obviously, because it's a newer game. A lot of stuff you can do. I heard it's just insane, dude. I heard it's insane.
What was that other game that doesn't end either? Sky something.
Skyrim.
Like no. It's a space. It's a space.
Oh,
game.
No Man's Sky.
Starfield.
No
Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky.
Space Invaders.
No.
What the hell? Pac-Man.
He's like, Bears beat Battlestar Galactica. No, it's not Battlestar Galactica. But
I love the In Living Color in the comments right now, dude. It's Jim Carrey is I think he's the greatest comedian that's ever lived, and I love that he single-handedly beat the brakes off Saturday Night Live when they were going head-to-head.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Like obviously they had a great cast. They had Jamie Foxx. They had,
oh my gosh.
No, they had a great cast, but I'm just saying, like, dude, Jim Carrey really, like, Lauren Michaels said that his biggest mistake was saying no to Jim Carrey because he thought he was too weird. And, like, he didn't understand that Jim Carrey is a once-in-a-lifetime talent, you know? So he made those Sonic movies fucking fun to watch, like, for crying out loud. Like, Jim Carrey was fucking classic in those. He's the greatest. Like, he's the GOAT in comedy. Yeah, 100%.
He's awesome. I mean, I love the full cast of
dude, that's such talent. The Wayne brothers, obviously. Fucking J-Lo was a background singer dancer, and then
was she really?
Obviously, yeah, she was a background dancer and singer. Yeah,
she was a torta back then.
Yeah, a torta. No, she was like thick, you know. She was thick. No, she was a torta, bro. She wasn't the fridge, bro.
That was the real Jenny from the block. Nowadays,
Jenny from the block. Let me look it up, low key.
No, I love David Alan Grier, man. I think it was fantastic in The Living Color.
I love Blank Man. Blank Man is one of my favorite nostalgic movies, dude.
Whenever I think of him, I think of was it Tales from the Hood? That movie was fucking great.
Bro, he was not a torta.
I think Marcos likes Handicap Man better than Blank Man.
I love Blank Man, dude, but Blank Man was better. Blank Man was better than fucking Zack Snyder's DC universe.
Fuck, dude.
I love Blank Man.
Fucking unlocked.
Dude, I love Blank Man.
Handicap Man to the rescue.
But dude, I'm being real. Blank Man has a stronger story from start to finish than any what's it called? Zack Snyder DCU universe movie. Like, it really does. I'm like, that's a real. I'm going to the grave for that right there.
Now, Marcos. Let's look at all these comments. People talking about this comedy shit. Can somebody get our comedy 1/3 like Jay and Deal?
I've said, dude, can we not get first off a mask, statue? That would be perfect. Like, you can do multiple different things, face portraits.
If you get one Jim Carrey statue, you're choosing the mask instead of
I would probably.
Okay, there is
no. I wouldn't pick Dumb and Dumber. If I had to really pick, like, if I had to really go down like Jim Carrey statue line, like, I had to get one
23.
piece.
You picked 23.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, the number 23. I would probably pick the mask because it's the most like unique. It would be the most. You can have the most fun with it.
Dude.
You can have the most fun with it. Yes.
Ace
You can have the
Ventura.
most fun with it.
Him, then like Jeff Daniels and him on the fucking.
No, and if I had to go more grounded, I would probably go Ace Ventura. If anything, I love that little fucking pomp he has and everything. Like,
yes, Ace Ventura all day
There you go.
long.
Yeah, Pet Detective.
Dude.
Yeah,
Hey,
100%.
did you guys know that he got that idea to act like that off a cockatoo?
Really?
I saw a documentary on it. He watched something about a cockatoo, and he's like, I'm gonna play Ace Ventura like this cockatoo. That's why he does his head like this, like a cockatoo, and he had his hair up like a cockatoo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I saw something about it, and I was like, that is very interesting. Where his idea for Ace Ventura was,
Bro, he's a genius, bro. Like, he literally is a legit genius.
He is.
I wish I was
Loki.
because I was
What?
customs made for me.
Real quick though, like one of my most underrated movies from him is Bruce Almighty. I love that movie. It's so fucking funny, dude. Yeah, he
That's-
killed it. Yeah, dude.
Fun story. That was my wife and I's first date. I took her to watch Bruce Almighty.
Nice, dude. That's a good one to fucking watch.
Yeah, it was fucking.
And then,
but
dude, when he gets serious too, like does a big dramatic movie, he kills that too. Like he's just so goddamn good. I love Jim Carrey.
he's
Bruce Almighty is the first thing I saw Steve Carell in, I think.
Yeah, bro. He was like, remember he was a
that was
background.
by far the funniest scene where he's like making Steve Carell.
Yeah, PP.
That was like the funniest scene ever.
Truman Show's great. Yeah, dude. I love our chat that we're just can, me myself and Irene, bro. His three sons that are
Milky,
black,
fucking Milky.
bro. I love that movie, bro. Me myself and Irene's classic, dude.
When he's talking about the limo driver, he's like, "Do you people accept it?" He's like, "What do you mean, you people?"
I just love his sons are geniuses too. Like they're usually say, "What, you don't know German now?" It's like, "It's my fifth language. I know it's my weakest one. Fifth language." Like, what the fuck?
And you can't read that helicopter manual. He's trying to read the helicopter manual.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like German is in German. Motherfuckers say, "What? You know German?" He's like, "It's my fifth language." I know. I'm like, dude, these guys are geniuses. But then, like, the scene when he kisses all the son to go to work, that was improvised. Anthony Anderson's like, he just did it, and we just went along with it. Love you, daddy. And shit like that.
Yeah, when he's kissing him on the cheek.
Yeah, dude. I love. And he kissed Anthony Anderson on the lips too, and he's like, "What the fuck?" He's like, but like, Jim, like that's what I say, like stuff like that, bro. Yeah, Three Black Kids Are Delirious together, yeah, dude. That movie is classic. Me, Myself, and Irene's great. I can't believe I forgot about that one. Honestly, it's such a good movie.
Yeah, no, that is a very, very.
That's a good one, dude. That's a good one. I don't know. I love that we got a huge like Jim Carrey little section here. I love it. That was awesome. I love it.
Yeah, no, he's for sure a go. I think if there were statues made, would be something that's more popular. I think the Sonic stuff, they could
do that. Yeah,
you know what I mean, they're on their fifth movie or something like that, right?
They're going on the fourth,
right? And then doesn't he play his dad as well? He play and
grandpa,
his grandpa. So they're both there together, and he's like acting differently. So
it's so funny too. Like he killed, like he's fucking hilarious doing it too.
Yeah.
But what other real quick? What other comedy actors would you want to see? For me, I would love to see a Chris Tucker like Rush Hour statue, like a basic 1/3.
Well, I think like if you're gonna do something like that, it would have to be unique. And I know what Freddie would say. He's not here, but show up.
Yeah,
obviously. Show up. Like because the character, he's just so unique, right? And just the costume, the hair, everything, and I feel that would be a banger for a lot of people that love The Last Dragon.
Yeah.
So that brings to my head, because when you think of actors and comedy, like which one really did it? Like, okay, Chris Tucker was funny, but what, you're gonna put him in a suit?
Yeah, I guess.
I
don't know. Like you can put him in that Chinese suit. Remember, like butter. Yeah.
You know who I do? Martin Lawrence. Martin Lawrence has done so many fun characters.
No, I love Martin Lawrence, but like what movie though?
Big Mama's House.
Yeah, so there's
Big Mama's House.
And then there was Black Knight. Blue Streak. Was it Blue Streak?
But that's a suit. He's basically in a suit the whole movie.
No, but not in Blue Streak. Blue Streak, he plays like a pizza delivery. And he's got like
with the teeth. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that particular character
was a specific scene. That's a very niche. I
I think it was hilarious where he goes.
I loved it. Yeah, I love
we go to the police department. He's like, the police officer's like, you can just leave that pizza here. He's like, I ain't leaving no pizza here. It's like leaving candy with me. And he's like,
Yeah.
and his teeth are all jacked up. It was a hilarious.
Dude, Dave Chappelle's in it, remember?
Yeah, Dave Chappelle's in it as well.
That Martin Lawrence would be cool, but I'll probably go Big Mama's house, honestly, if I did that. Yeah, if I go Martin Lawrence,
that's what I'm saying is like, if you're gonna pick an actor, you got to pick an actor that looks unique in that movie, and not just say, okay, so Extreme Gamer said Will Smith and I Am Legend. It's just
that's not comedy. That's just a dope movie, though. Honestly,
it's not a comedy. It's like we're thinking comedy. It's
come on.
I hated that movie.
You know.
Oh, so if you read the book, I heard people that read the book hate the movie for sure.
Do I look like I read books? I can fucking read the book.
I don't read the book. I don't read it. I said people.
It's all audible over here. Milkman. Yeah, Milkman was good. I mean, that's like when I think of comedy and actors, it would be something they did.
Dave Chappelle as the white supremacist, Clayton Bigsby.
No, I mean Dave Chappelle as Rick James fucking up the couch. If you're gonna pick
Prince,
one,
let's be real. Prince would be a good one. Dave
Chappelle couch.
Yeah,
that would be good. And Dave, like I said, when Dave Chappelle played, when he played Negan, when he did the whole Walking Dead skit,
that was hilarious.
How good was that?
Perfect. So you could have him like that with the bat and everything. Like those would be cool statues to have.
But that's not a movie. That was a skit, you know. So like it's hard to do that.
He's still a comedy. You're talking about comedy actors.
But I'm talking about movies are more popular than TV shows. So I'm talking about comedic movies. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, it really depends. Like you could go real.
Well, a Ricky Bobby statue would be great. A Ricky Bobby statue would be a good one. He has that outfit and everything. You know, that'd be.
You know what would be great? I know what you would love. Fucking Borat and the fucking.
I'm not a big Borat fan, honestly. I hate Sacha Baron Cohen. I think he's a lazy actor and a lazy comedian, but he has some decently funny stuff here and there. But
I mean, he's funny as a director. I'd probably have him as a statue.
But I wouldn't be a big Borat guy. But no, he's funny in Ricky Bobby. Obviously, Talladega Nights, you know, like. But I think a Ricky Bobby statue would be fucking dope. Or a Dio with Step Brothers, like Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly. Like, come on now. Like, back to back, prestige worldwide.
What about the what's his name from Grandma's Boy?
Oh, you talking about not Rob Snyder. God damn, he's Adam Sandler's like best friend. I'm blanking on his name though.
No, not him, but he was funny because he's like in a one piece onesie, and then he's like in his car bed. He's freaking hilarious.
I haven't seen that movie in forever. I can't even remember.
Grandma's Boy is hilarious. And then there's the guy that plays like he's in the Matrix. He's like dressed
Waterboy. Adam Sandler's actually be good. Waterboy, maybe.
Waterboy would be very
that'd be a good one. Yeah, that'd be a good one. I don't know. Yeah. I love That's My Boy too. That's My Boy is a horrible movie, but it's awesome too at the same time. So
there are a lot. It just
you could do it, man. Like let's do it. Come on, PCS. You like to do all this other dumb shit. Like let's do fucking movies. Like, god damn, you like to do fucking The Fly, which I love The Fly, but still, like, you want to do The Fly, but we can't get a fucking Bobby Boucher statue?
Dude, the last two that PCS has shown have been pretty good. The Fly and fucking.
That looked good, dude. I'm not gonna lie, it actually looked good.
Well, they were saying
I thought Davy Jones looked good too.
It depends on the price, right? Have they showed the price yet or no? Oh my God, Robert Downey Jr. and Tropic Thunder. What are we doing, guys? Thank you, Ram. Oh my God, what are we doing, dude? Fuck.
Major Payne's a good one too.
First black actor to be nominated supporting role right there was Robert Downey Jr. He got nominated for a fucking Oscar for that role, which he deserved for 100%. So I'm not hating on that, but no, insane work. But I don't know. Well, that's insane, dude. Robert Downey Jr. That was.
Thank you, Tropical Thunder. Yeah, I forgot all about
that. Dude, my God. Ben Stiller, too. I love Ben Stiller. He's one of my favorites. So, dude, like him and White Goodman. White Goodman. What are we doing? White Goodman. Come on, guys.
Mark was only Ben Stiller only as Sam in Tropical Thunder. I don't want him.
Simple Jack. No, Simple Jack.
Simple Jack Sam from.
No, but dude, Ben Stiller, White Goodman. He's first off. I've always said he's the greatest comedy villain of all time. White Goodman is.
Yeah.
He really is like truly the best comedy villain I've ever seen, put to screen. But dude, Dodgeball would be great. Patches O'Houlihan in a fucking wheelchair. Like, what are we doing? Statue companies, what? Come on, let's do something here.
Yeah, we got to message J&D. That's what we're gonna have to do.
Gosh.
Have them do it. But Yeah, no, it's it would be very interesting, and you can really go as far as you want to.
You can.
And not only that, you can go as far back as you want, right? So if there's
Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles,
Bro,
fantastic.
fuck. What's it called? Monty Python, the fucking Black Knight.
Yep. That's right up Jacob's aisle.
Yeah, bro, that'd be great.
Sort of Lord of the Ringish, right? Mighty Pythons. That's kind of like around there. They're almost similar.
Spaceballs. I've always said
British.
Spaceballs too.
Yeah, what they're fucking saying.
Mm-hmm.
You ever watch Monty Python?
I did, but I watched it because everybody said how great it was. It was okay. Again, British talk, I don't understand what they're saying. It's like
it's fucking mumble jumble, 100%.
Man, what's up, man?
But hey, guys, Spaceballs, a Spaceballs line would be fucking dope. Like, helmet.
Spaceballs 2 is coming out.
I know it's coming out, and I'm gonna hate it.
Remember how Mel Brooks is like 95 and he hasn't aged in like 50
dude.
years?
He's still kicking.
Like he looks
still
fucking sick, dude. Like an old fuck.
Yeah,
like,
I saw him last year at one of those like events, and he was walking without a cane. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like this dude he's out there still living life. Good for him. One of the best comedic like talent guys of all time. So.
That Jew magic, dude.
Yeah.
But all right, let's move on to the topic. But yeah, no, that's a great topic, Marcos. I wanted to share some stuff here, a few other things. And this just popped up recently today. Eddie Murphy, Nutty Professor. Yeah, you could probably use.
That'd be a decent one for sure. But for me, my guilty pleasure is Norbit from Eddie Murphy. It's a horrible movie, but it's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah. I think Cat Williams and Eddie Griffin did a great job in that Norbit. The pimps.
Yeah. Cat Williams and Friday after the next. That was a good one too.
Yeah.
He's a pimp. Yeah.
He would be because he's a unique character in the way he dresses.
Very. Yeah. He has like that fucking like wig on and everything. It's crazy. Yeah.
He's got the nice perm going and everything like
that. Oh,
dude,
Terry Crews and White Chicks. Come on now.
Terry Crews and White.
Dude, come on, dude, guys. We're lighting fires right now, dude. Like too many ideas are flowing right now.
No. Garbage fires. Those are garbage fires. There's a difference.
White Chicks is it should have won an Oscar for
William, as you were about to say, get us back. Please save us from.
Yeah.
Let's go with Lane's topic and the VIP one shit. Let's talk about
let's talk about VIP.
And then William said he had a piece to show first time.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, let's talk about this. Yeah, let's talk about this guy right here. No, that's Shadow King from Marvel's X-Men rival. This piece is sculpted by VHN, and we've had him on the show a few times. His hours are a little bit different than ours here, so it's very hard to get a hold of him. If you guys don't know, the Shadow King is one of the big bads from X-Men. He's a big telepath. He's got all kinds of stuff going on with him. We'll scroll through here. I really wanted to showcase this piece because it just popped up recently. Some of the other stuff I want to talk about is a little bit older, but I'm really digging it. I'm not like invested in this character. I do remember him in the comics and stuff, and I love the fact that he sculpted, one of those rogues, right?
That's cool.
Same thing with the DC rogues, Marcos, at UPO from time to time.
Yeah,
and they're those third-party characters, like when we talked about Ventriloquist the other.
Oh, dude, I can't wait to get that. I'm getting it. I'm getting that too for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a great piece. Coming up, they're gonna do Professor Pig. They're working on that.
Can't wait for that.
So I like that somebody's doing these pieces with the Marvel, and this is one of those characters that is not mainstream too much. It's not talked about enough, but he's one of the big bads. I'll scroll through. We'll look at the pictures and stuff, and then just kind of get the vibe. I don't know if Jacob, you know too much. I would assume Lane knows a good amount of some of these. I would say tertiary villains and characters from Marvel and the X-Men. Let me zoom in a little bit here with the image, just so you guys can get a better idea.
I didn't know who this was. I thought it was like Kingpin with like a like the absolute Batman universe. I thought it was like the Marvel version of like Kingpin and like a universe like that. I'm like, what is this? I want to know who this is. So I'm happy. It looks cool though. It looks dope.
Yeah, it's and I'm surprised because a lot of the characters VHN does sculpt very muscular, very characters.
The anatomy, yeah.
And I think he did a really good job in terms of the proportions for a Shadow King. I like the shadow in the background. I love the eyes. He sculpted the smoke fairly good. It doesn't look like accidental fire, but it's got a good flowing kind of genie-ish smoke, right? That's going
Yeah.
on. So I feel that it's very well done. Even the suit, the texturing on the suit here, it's
Mhm.
very well done. The patterns on the shirt collar underneath, his hat, like so you see a lot of the differences in the texturing
Yeah.
of the clothing, right? And so that's going to really pop out. Even the leather on his shoes look a little different than the pants, which is good. And then I love all the Egyptian kind of writing, the crack on the base. Even though the base is simple, there's a lot of story going on there. So very, very well done.
Yeah.
sculpt.
I just don't show the face because it looks like my ex girlfriend. So like, please, like,
Right,
get
right
bad
there.
memories.
Right from the herpes you gave
that
her,
portrait too is
Marcos.
exactly like her too. Like she's a torta, bro. She's a torta. God damn it.
I was like, turn your face that way.
That
Don't
way,
look-
real quick, and then just stay right there the whole time. You're a torta, so like, let's keep it right there.
Even if you zoom in on it, the details on what's going on here.
That was
Even
great. Yeah.
the skin, the hairs, the eyes, the teeth. I love the different texturing and colors on the teeth. And you can kind of zoom in on the suit here a little bit more. It's looking very, very good. And the group that's doing this, I believe they're the ones that did the Havoc back there and the Vulcan and a couple other pieces, a few Cyclops pieces and stuff like that. They normally do kits and painted. Well, they mainly did kits, but I think they're offering this one painted. So if you are a fan of this particular character, this is pretty much the only one out there that I could remember, unless you're looking at STLs, and I can't remember if there's any STLs out there that have done this character. So let me fast. So there's the other version.
What
I like
happened?
this
What
version.
happened
I
to
like
his
this
face
version.
to make it look like sloppy joes in that previous
I
one?
don't know if that's
What
part of the transformation. Maybe Eman might know a little bit. Like I said, I don't know too much. I remember this character. I just don't know an extreme amount about this character. Now, I could read it to you. I got ChatGPT up with this character. Just tells you his name. He was first in X-Men 117 in 1979, so he's been in the comics for quite some time. Powers, he's an Omega level telepath, 3 rivals, Professor X. He's got mind control, possession, illusion, cast, astral protecting. He's got a lot. Well, he's an Omega level mutant, so he can survive without a body, feed on negative emotions, and he's very hard to kill. Main rivalries: Professor X, Storm, Legion, and that's a hard one. Legion's a tough dude. So he's super OP for those that want a little bit more. I don't know why his face was kind of mushy. Maybe that's part of the illusion there, Jacob. But this is good too. I actually really love how the cracking around the skin and around the hands.
I see what you're saying.
Super detailed right there.
No, it's scary as fuck.
Yeah.
I think this would be Lane if he was given this like opportunity to be an evil person. This would be Lane right here.
Okay, yeah, you're right, Jose. I think that would be a big issue with the swap outs for sure.
Swap at hands.
Yeah, the way the hands are swapped out.
I like this version of this piece so much more. The little devilish like looking piece. I don't know anything about this character at all, but this piece 100%. Remove the cloud, like the demon cloud. Just have this. I think. But I don't know. Will, do you know more about this character than most people, or what?
No, I mean I read most of it from ChatGPT because I wanted to have a little bit more information and based on what I mentioned.
Yeah,
earlier.
I just don't know. I just don't know. But
yeah, like I said, he wasn't like an extreme villain that was super popular like Apocalypse or one of those other characters, right? Sinister and all those guys, but he wasn't in comics in '79.
I like the other two portraits, but I think that blue one just pops.
Yeah,
that really, not just because of color, just the design of everything too, like the teeth and the eyes and everything. So I don't know.
Yeah. I like I said, he's not extremely mainstream, but he's there. That's what I was gonna say. That the blue version is astral form. I don't know if you could take the in this image. You don't see the demon behind him, so I don't know if that's something that you can pull off, or based off the base. It doesn't look like it comes out. Maybe that's just some images VHN decided to put without the demon behind him, just to kind of express more of the details of the portraits. So for those of you that do like this piece and are interested, let me know. I'll hook you up with the commissioner and see how many more units he has, because I believe most of the stuff he does is very low ES and he sells like hotcakes. But I thought this was a very, very unique and cool piece. Lane, do you know any more information? Is this something that you've been invested in?
No, I think it looks cool, but Shadow King is not a character I can't care enough about that I would probably get. I think it's an impressive looking piece. I personally like the kind of human form with then the Shadow King, the actual astral form. What it,
Right.
you know, his true essence, basically being behind there. I think that is a really good piece. That this kind of reminds me of the detail and stuff, everything that was shown with the Scarface, kind of the unusual human look and stuff and everything, and then just with the Scarface himself with that piece, or just with the Shadow King, kind of the presence of the. This kind of reminds me a little bit like the Robin King with the Darkest Night, King, Batman Who Laughs, you know, in his final form, kind of would be lurking over his shoulder, kind of.
Right. Jacob, what do you think of at least the concept behind it and the art? I know you don't know much about the character.
I think it looks sweet if you can actually paint it like this. It looks fucking good. Like you said, the smoke on most pieces looks fucking terrible. I think this looks pretty fucking good. Yeah, like it looks pretty fucking good, dude. And the base looks good. The guy looks conniving as fuck, especially with those other faces and those hands. I think it looks fucking menacing as hell. I like it.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I do like the concept a lot. I think maybe because of the demon smoke behind him, I think it really projects more of his character and who he is as a mutant and a villain. Because if it was just him, I would be like,
no.
You know what I mean?
Fuck that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you had to have something out there to really pull it out. And, my props to VHN on sculpting that demon so well. I do like that demon. I don't know if the eyes will light up. I don't know. I don't know that much information. I have to talk with the commissioner, which I have not. If the demon eyes light up and then his astral form lights up, those eyes light up as well, that's really going to take it up a notch. I don't recall this group ever doing any form of light up, though. I don't think they do. So we'll see. I believe if it's just sold as a kit, whoever does PO it, I will buy it, man. He said he's going to pick it up. Yeah, no eyes are lit up. I think if you send it to the right person, they can make it light up, potentially. But other than that, it won't. So you're going to have to really find some reflective paint or something like that, like some of the other prototypes I brought in, and use the black light and kind of make it glow if you want it to glow. Let me go back here. I'm going to switch over to something else. But yeah, so like I said, shout out to VHN on this project. It was a really good project. I know he's got a lot of other stuff going out. I don't know too much information about it, but he did a great job. Here's another one that just released recently. I don't know if anybody's producing this. Let me go back just so I can get an idea of Jesus. And we were talking about gaming for a while there, and I remember playing this game as a kid, and Lane might contest, maybe even Jacob.
Whoa.
This game right here. Hopefully I get it right. Nope, I didn't get it right that time. There you go. Kane. So also sculpted by VHM. This was just announced a few days ago. So if you guys ever played Soul Reaver, Kane, Legacy of Kane. PS2.
Oh, yeah, I know. Like
I remember it. I never played it.
Well, I played all the games, every single one of them, except for Ascendance, the new one.
Would you say this is a very accurate representation?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that looks exactly like Kane did.
Nice.
In Soul Reaver 1 and 2 and Defiance.
Yes.
Although that might be a little bit more his Defiance look.
Yeah, I think this is a little more of his defined. There's a full image there of
That was really cool.
Yeah. No, I don't know if there's anybody that's going to produce this piece that I know of, because it's a gaming piece. I think the sculpt and the character looks like the game, and you can elaborate a little bit more, Lane. You played it through and through.
Oh, yeah.
I had it was such a long time.
It's been a long time since I played it, but they just had a remaster of Defiance come out, and
Yes,
they
it
had just in 2024 a really good remaster of Soul Reaver. Now, I've always been a little bit more of a Raziel guy because I like more with the Soul Reavers and stuff.
Yeah.
I played the original Legacy of Kain, more the action RPG. That was like a younger Kain, and I also played Blood Omen 2, which was more this kind of look, but a weird time displaced or something. Kain or something. He gets there's a lot of time travel mumbo jumbo in the game. It makes things really confusing sometimes.
They're just as bad as the X-Men with the time travel.
Yeah, I like they have the cut here, like for where he gets damaged, for where the Dark Heart is and everything from Defiance of Janos Aradin.
Yeah.
The Soul Reaver looks cool. Like, this is a nice piece. I like they have the, at least in the render, like the tears to his cape and everything like that. But the problem is you need to have a Raziel to go with it. Like, I can't imagine just getting Kain by himself. Like, you gotta have. I mean, Raziel has actually had stuff made of him in the last few years, some different stuff. But like, for me to buy this piece, they would have to have Raziel.
So they would have to at least announce a companion piece for it.
Yeah, I'd have to know there's going to be a Raziel to go with it, because I wouldn't want Kain just by himself. I need both the characters.
Yeah. No,
it's a good version of him.
It's a very well made version of him for sure. It's just the only thing I feel about this IP is it's so old school like us, that the like Marcos and the newer gen, they're like, well, who the hell is this, right? Unless they did like a remastered of a PS5 game, like Legacy of Kain.
You said I'm too young?
Yeah, you're way too young. You're like 23. I don't know what you're talking about.
I was live during this, and this was something I totally forgot until you fucking showed me.
I think the last one came out like
Legacy of Kain. Holy fuck.
I think Defiance was like 2004 or 5. Like, it's been a long, like, people wait. Amy Hennig, who did Uncharted and stuff and was supposed to be doing the Star Wars game.
Yeah.
This was the series that she made her bones on, was Legacy of Kain as being one of the main story creators with that. Blood Omen. I'm not sure if she was on Blood Omen. I think she came on Soul Reaver series, but that's what she really made her storytelling bones. Because Legacy of Kain has, not always is the gameplay the best, but this is one of those games where you're going to sit there and figure out, like, Soul Reaver had some of the most annoying, was definitely a thing of its time, because it's got so many stupid block pixels and stuff in it. It'll make pull your hair out today. Yeah. But the remasters kind of fixed some of that in it. But like, this is a game series where you'll go through gameplay you find annoying because you want to get to the next cutscene. You want to see what's the next thing that's going to happen or something. It was that good. But the details for the creases, like in his face and everything like that, man, that's so good. Although they just, in the new game, Ascended, just retconned a bunch of stuff, which was really dumb, and why people.
Which they normally do, right? They always tend to retcon.
Yeah, well, because there's a new female protagonist in the new game, Ascended. Raziel's previously unspoken of sister, who apparently is the one who manipulated Kain to actually make all the Seraphim into vampires, and she's responsible for Raziel getting his wings, which is what sets in motion, all of basically 2/3 of the game series. And then it was like, oh, okay, well, that's dumb. But this is good. I like the detail for showing the damage and like kind of the monstrous evolution Kain is undergone. Good luck. Very good skull. They've been never good. This is not one I can see having a hard reason why I'm not being made. Because as much as I like Link's Kane, it's been 20 years since. I mean, we
So
think
real
just
quick,
the game.
yeah, real quick though. Will, you have not you, but like you heard about a line that has like a Greek mythology line, like going on. Is that still like in the works or what?
No, that's in the works. Actually, that's a line that my company.
I would love that. Me, I love Hermes, bro. That's my
Yeah,
guy. So.
that's a line that if this year or maybe next year, it's a line for ASV Collectibles that I'm putting out. I already have concepts for some stuff that I have to kind of fix. The concepts I have right now, I have 4 characters: Zeus, Poseidon, Hades, and Ares. And potentially Ares might random Korean. I think just saw him just pop up here, so he caught my attention. So I have the concept ready for those projects that I want to release with ASV Collectibles. Obviously, those are public domain, so it's not like I got to pay a license company or anything for that. It's just really getting the concept on point. My own versions of the characters, obviously, I can't make it look like any form of Marvel, DC, or anybody or any other big license companies. They can't be similar. So I have to, which I have already created in my mind, those characters and the concepts already in play. They're just not 100%. So it's just finding the time to be able to find the right artist and have them start sculpting it and things like that. And I have to have it on point. They're going to be similar to ARH style. If you know that company, they did a lot of mythology pieces, and I think they still do, but they don't produce. They print their versions and then they paint and sell them. So it's not like someone like Craft or any of those newer companies that come out and they have it produced through a factory. They're kind of doing their own printing thing and stuff like that. So, which they still come out fantastic. They did I want to say Leonidas.
Mm-hmm.
No, they did a Hades. They did actually a really good Hades with Cerberus, a smaller version of Cerberus. And I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. And so that's something that I'm coming up with. I'm also starting a fantasy line, so I'll do the fantasy line and the mythology line. Everything, like I said, public domain. So I don't want to have to deal with cease and desist and things like that. So I'm trying to go 100% legit and start something with ASV Collectibles, not just the YouTube thing, which I appreciate everybody that's joined YouTube, the guys that are on the chat right now, people that will watch. So I appreciate the love. So, but hopefully with my own projects, we can take it a step further and continue. So it's not like I'm going to put out projects and stop YouTube. I'm still going to do all this other stuff and still talk about fan art because I'm a big fan art guy. I love the fan art. I love that people are doing things like this cane. I don't have a back image of this cane, and I really wanted to see the rest of this cape back here. I don't know if you remember what that is, Lane. I think it was like his emblem or his symbol or something like that on the back of his cape, all that white back there. Yeah. But I don't have the image of it. I do agree with you. This should have the companion piece. I do like the sword and the details on there. VHN's always did a really good job with the details. The only thing I would say is the base.
It's very boring.
I'm kind of iffy on it. I think if you're gonna do a sculpt of Kane, you need to really embed his story.
Have like part of a pillar of Nazgûl or something like that behind him.
Yeah, you can. You can technically make the base just a little bit bigger and have a little more story about his past and everything about him. If you've played the game long enough, you'll know a lot more information of it. And that's kind of the only thing that I feel that's missing.
I can agree because maybe it's just we've seen too many random Rocky bases.
Yeah, it looks like Marvel, right? And it looks like Marvel a lot.
If you're going to go into the depths of storytelling, like past, the Ghosts of game storytelling past here, to pull out a character like Kane from Legacy of Kane, you need to add stuff. You need to add some stuff, like to make it more interesting, not just random.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. The base has to have some form of element or something. Even if you had like that green aura from Soul Reaver on the base or something, just to kind of break up the flatness of the base. It is a museum piece, so I do like the fact that it's very condensed in terms of real estate for displaying. I love that. And even the sword doesn't stick out too far. It's kind of pointed downwards. Uh, he's very stoic in his pose. The details, again, they're all there. There's so much leather there that, and the skin, even the shin guards here got cracks and battle damage. I do see lack of detail on the feet though. Like you could tell some, but maybe it's because I can't zoom in close enough. And there are some lack of detail on, like, I'm assuming his toes, right? It seems a little muddy and flat here. And then the trim of the gold, I think if there was some writing there, it'd really pop it and make it a little less boring. But it's still a solid project. So yeah, shout out to VHN on that one, man. Let me kind of switch over here. And even a detail here on the sword, right? So like this metal here around the skull, I think if it was a little bit more brushed metal than kind of this flat chrome looking thing, it'll pop more. There'll be more contrast to it. But I could appreciate the detail on the clothes, even the gloves, like the trimming here on the gloves. It's got a different detail than the leather on his hands and his forearms. Same thing with the handle. If you look at the handle over here, it's really flat. I don't see any. I don't know if this is supposed to be leather on this handle or not. Now, I give it to him for guessing because the game really doesn't. The game back in the day doesn't really give you details on the characters themselves because they were all so square and breaky and Minecraft looking. So real good shout out to them. So I'm not.
They weren't that bad, dude. Minecrafty's like 94 Doom. They weren't that bad.
Okay, a little bit more upgrade, more PS1 upgrade. But I love that he had the vision enough to create this the way it's created. So shout out to him, man. He did a great job on it. I can't wait to see some more of his projects and the things he has coming soon. Let me jump to the next topic. But yeah, so far so good, man. Gaming line is very important, and hopefully, like you guys want the Street Fighter stuff to come out as well. So that's going to be dope from Prime One if they announce more, right?
They will. But the Street Fighter line, which one did they start with? It was that He-Man bitch.
Cammy.
Who?
Cammy was the first one.
Cammy. Yeah.
No, Marissa was the more later one.
Who was the one that was like a gladiator from like Rome?
No, that's Marissa. Yeah, she's the big muscle type who's kind of Zangief.
That wasn't the first one they showed?
No, Cammy was the first one. She is the first one that was up for pre-order and the first one that came out.
When was that muscular bitch? The second one?
Maybe the second or third. I think she was second. Because Cammy's already been out now since for almost like a year.
Yeah.
Gosh.
It was
there are collectors in the US that still
maybe Jury.
Sucks,
Jury might have been second. Yeah. It was Cammy, then Marissa, then Jury. Jury's already been out for a while.
Yeah,
she came out super fast, like in 8 or 9 months. She's one of those ones you go, how the fuck get out so quick? Or as someone was mentioning, like with Punchline, they're going to be getting hurt. It's like her. She came out in like 9 or 10 months along with the Joker for the two that are supposed to kind of go together. And you're like, how the heck did they get those done so fast? But they're taking 5 years to get a Predator.
Yeah. I mean, maybe because the Predator is just so much extra detail and time to paint and get it right. Street Fighter stuff, Or
they're just stupid.
Well, maybe they
or a combo of their stupidity and also.
Yeah, I mean, but think about it this way, Lane. You could have a master painter, and I've talked about this before, and he can knock out your Predator in Street Fighter. But then when you send Predator out to the factory line workers, they can't match it. And then there's a lot of fixing. Yep. He's got to come out there and fix. But when you do Street Fighter, it's Street Fighter. There's really your line workers have to have a set of skills regardless to match something. You know what I mean? But when you get something super technical like a Predator and those colors of those Predators, and some of your line workers might not be able to handle it, right? So you have to keep making adjustments, and that's what takes the longest. But if you're doing anime and some of the other things, you'll notice it. You'll notice it.
It still doesn't excuse taking 3 or 4 years.
I mean, it might, I mean, how many Predators and Aliens that they have on PO, and they're trying to, they don't got 100 factories out there. There are only so many.
I'm just saying, you can't take 3 or 4 years, man.
I mean, you shouldn't. But think about it this way: Sume Art takes 3 or fucking 4 years, and they're doing anime. So why are they so slow, right? And
I'm not just putting Prime One under the bus, man.
No. It's everybody.
I'm saying you can't take 3 or 4 years for some of these products. You got to figure out how to get them out.
Sure, I agree. But what I'm telling you, based off the differences, if you see pieces coming out faster and they're anime and gaming, it's because they were easier to put out quicker and produce faster. Now, when you start getting to high detail, movie stuff, and they're XL 1/3 scale, it's going to take quite a bit of time to make sure you get it right with your factory workers, right? So that's my opinion on it. Like, I'm not trying to defend any of them. I don't agree. I don't think it should take that long. But in my mind, I think that's what's happening is their line workers just can't keep up with a master painter. It's just the way I think.
Final Fantasy came out pretty fast though. They probably chose a very special factory for that one. I don't know.
Right.
I mean, that one.
But remember, Final Fantasy is it's gaming, right? Final Fantasy is gaming.
Yeah.
But when you're looking at actual people and actors and even the sci-fi stuff, Predator's got a lot, Alien's got a lot of detail in paints, right? Depending on the alien you're talking about, it's super detailed. And if your master painter's there is doing all this stuff, and then the line worker's like, we can't replicate our master painter, well, then you're going to have problems, and it's going to just take longer. You're just going to be delayed. Personally,
I wish you could pay extra to have the master painter paint yours. You know what I mean? Like, if you're in love with a fucking piece, like, yeah, I'll pay another $1,000 to paint it perfect.
I do know for fan art stuff you could do that, but it's like twice the price. It's twice the price to have that master painter sit there and paint 30 fan art pieces. I do know that. You could do it, but most commissioners that do fan art's not going to want to do that because now you got to double charge your consumer, and no one's going to want to pay double for one quarter scale statue that's not licensed, right? Because the community is very specific about that, right? And you two guys are collectors, so am I. I don't care personally, but there are a lot of fans out there that want strictly licensed. Even though the fan art stuff is great and you can produce some great stuff, it's the license thing that really gets certain collectors like, well, it's not licensed.
I'm talking about Prime One. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I wish you just had the option. Like, here's another $1,000. Actually, paint my fucking base for this statue.
No, to me, it would probably be like, here's an extra $10,000 to have your master painter paint that many units. Just think about it. If Prime One put out 400 units of something that's a XL piece, it's massive. He's not going to want it. They're not going to want an extra 1,000. They're going to want an extra 10,000 because you're taking their master painter to paint 400 units, right? Let's just hypothetically say 400 units had to be painted by him. That's super expensive. There's just no way it would happen. You burn that guy out. For sure.
Maybe that's the VIP expense. Like, you know what I mean? That's part of the VIP expense.
Right. And unless they had like 10 master painters there that can accomplish exactly what everybody wants, maybe you can, allocate 100 units per master painter and you could probably knock it out a little quicker, but I don't think that's feasible for any company, not statue company. Especially Prime One owing like $1.8 million to fucking factories, quote unquote. I don't think it's possible. I think we lost Marcos though. I think he's probably 10 masturbators. Yeah.
I'm right here.
Oh, okay, I thought you passed out.
No, I'm right here. 10 masturbators. Goddamn.
See what you want.
Right here. I'm right here.
Well, this one right here. There's two I want to show. They're fan art pieces that I want to bring up here for Marcos, especially, even though he's backing out.
I'm here.
It's the group, Mark. You must not have pants on. You keep shutting off the screen. That Marcos usually does a lot of his POs. I'll get prototypes from time to time, and I'll show it. But these are prototype images that came in directly to that group, and they were able to share images. I shared it on my page. Let's pop that up. I think it's this one. So this is the 1/3 Superman Max Fleischer. I think it came out fantastic. So for you guys that are classic, I know Lane knows this character probably fairly well, because him and I are kind of close to being dinosaurs here. This is the prototype, so I didn't get that in for myself to unbox and review. But let me get some zoom in pictures here for you guys.
Right
Marcos,
on his dick. You zoomed in literally right on his dick.
right there for you.
Look at that. I'm all in. I'm all in now, baby. I'm all in now.
That husband is bulged, baby.
No, but in actuality, though, the portraits look amazing, obviously, paint job wise. And the outfit is like perfect for like what he was going for, obviously. So
Yeah, so I mean, if a lot of people don't know, this is I think it's Max Fleischer. I think this is the 1942 version. He doesn't have the. He doesn't have that 1942 Superman animated series body. He's got a little bit more, cuts in him, but it's fairly close. Because I don't know if a lot of collectors now want that old school Superman look, like the Alex Ross kind of style Superman, but it's very close to being a happy medium for newer collectors. I do feel like it came out absolutely fantastic. I do like the look of it. He's not super inspiration, but you can kind of tell he doesn't have like.
he has a smiley portrait too. I know that, so I'm happy with that.
What was that?
He has a smiling portrait.
Yeah, he does. We'll get it, and I know you're super happy. We'll zoom in a little bit more. I got some other images here.
100%.
I don't want to get that right there.
I wish I was a 1/3 collector of Superman. I am just not. But this piece looks amazing, though. 100%. I love it.
The base is very like old school bronze-ish. He's got the classic symbol on it. Classic, ripping the shirt open. Let's see what else. Truth, Justice, and American Way. That was kind of like the model in the beginning.
Yep, American Way is the way to go.
You got the Stars and Stripes there. Let's see. And then you got him fighting, kind of the large robots and stuff like that from the original comics and animated series, which is dope. I do like that look. I do love this base a lot based off the story. And I think the top also has, I don't know if there's an image of the top. That's the one portrait, a little bit closer look here. Very good on the paint for the skin. They didn't go too realistic, even though it looks pretty close to being realistic. But remember, it's a very old school animated look. So you don't want to go too ham on that. Sorry, let me go back here. And then I'll get to the smiling portrait for Marcos. So there's a bit of a smiling portrait for Marcos because he needs a Superman with a smiling portrait. And speaking of that,
don't say just for Marcos. Say for all Superman collectors, if that makes sense. So
no, it's just for you, dude.
No, stop.
And then there's the stand. So it's a torso swap out, and it's just like the classic 42 newspaper, which is a good touch with it on that golden base. Do you guys think that the portrait stands need a unique base, or does this work? What do you think, Lane?
Well, I like the different upper bodies and everything for it. And is this Red Sun Superman?
No, this is
or because he's not old enough to be.
Well, remember, if you look at Max Fleischer Superman 1942.
Yeah, Max Fleischer. Yeah. Now I get it with the S symbol.
Yes. So it's not the Red Sun. The Red Sun has that fucking.
Yeah. No, I think it's really cool. I like it's got the two different poses though.
Yeah. But and a very, very, very classic kind of, old school Superman, hands on his hips. Yeah.
No, I think it's perfect. Perfect upper bodies. Really like the Fletcher. I'm not the biggest fan of the Flasher Supermans.
Yeah.
Because it's just they had to use such generic bad guys and stuff in it, like George Reeves Superman.
Right.
But I think the statue itself looks really good. The paint apps on the costume and I really like on the trunks and the boots, like the very bright reds that they use which is a lot how Fleischer did, because he would have a lot of darker colors and stuff.
Yes, you would. Yeah.
For a background to make sure that the blues and the reds for Superman really stood out when he was actually in costume.
Mhm.
I like the salute pose. That's a little bit different than you normally would see. I probably would have the hands on the hips
On the hips.
look,
Yeah.
because that feels like the more classic Superman.
It does. Yeah.
My one question is, is part of the cape supposed to be removable from like?
It looks like the cape would be removable. It might. I haven't seen any video showing how the cape comes on and off, but I'm assuming it's like the old school Superman hush where it kind of sits in and then the portrait sits on top of it.
Or is it a piece that disconnects from, because you see because the other one doesn't have as part of the upper part of his cape.
Yeah, it's probably like maybe the lower. I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe the lower
would
part,
it have to? Would you use magnet or something like plug up into the back?
Yeah, I'd have to ask. I'd have to ask.
The one thing now, you wouldn't. It wouldn't be that much an issue because you wouldn't see it, but it could if that's the way. Like there's a for where there's a connection point from the cape into the back of the upper part of the cape that plugs into the shoulders or something.
Right.
You pulled up.
Yeah, sorry about that.
But that might be my only a little bit, and I don't even want to use the term concern, really. Is depending on how it plugs in and everything, and when you switch out the upper body torsos and stuff. Could there be a seam line or something that would show kind of badly?
Yeah,
it's not one piece.
Yeah, I would message them and ask them if there's a seam line. That was a very good question. I don't have an answer for that. I just know that these.
But in the greater context of things, I don't think it matters because you're not going to be seeing it.
You're not going to see it.
So, yeah. But that was the only thing I had a kind of a question on a little bit without just.
No, I agree.
How it was framed here, but I really like the base. I think this looks like a very. Do you know what the production?
I think it was just 20. This is the 1/3.
Okay, it's very small.
Yeah. Very small.
No, but it's a nice piece. If you like,
it's a very specific Superman though, 100%. Like it's a very unique, very specific. Superman.
I would highly encourage guys if you've never seen it. I think most of the Flash or Supermans you actually get on YouTube now.
Yeah,
you
get
on or anything like that, but their Superman's powers don't quite work exactly. He's not as powerful in the Flash or Superman because he doesn't even fly. Really,
right?
He leaps, literally leaps in the building in a single bound.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the full Mach 3, Mach 10 flight speed that he has now. But it's I think they nailed it. Yeah, it's a little bit hard to compare the body type compared to the Flasher because the
Jimmy,
musculature.
You're not Iron Man, Jimmy. You're just not, man.
Was very, how should we say, ill-defined on him. He looked kind of like a normal guy a lot, even in suit. So this might be actually a little bit more muscular than actually how he looked in the show. Or at least upper body wise with some of the definite, but that makes the statue look better. He honestly, if you had exactly like Fleischer, like how they've done for Bruce Timm Bruce Timm style statues or something.
Right. Yeah, that's why
he would look too almost ordinary, kind of, to be Superman.
Right. But it's like you mentioned, if you went 100% Fletcher, the body would look. It's like people wouldn't want to go with that particular version. But since here he's a little bit more defined, a little more leaner,
idealized than everything.
Yeah. I think that's why
it's the perfect combination, though. They nail all the key points of the costume while also kind of giving you a little bit more of the modern Superman body type and stuff. Where he looks like not like a full bodybuilder, but he looks like a defined pro wrestler would look or something.
Or you could say like a 1940 bodybuilder, right? Because they weren't very shredded back then, but they were just kind of like, that kind of this Popeye kind of look. Well, not with the giant forearms, but you know what I mean. that version, if people know what I'm talking about. But if you look at old school bodybuilders from the 40s and 30s, you'll see what I'm talking about. The body type. Let's see. Oh, that's yeah.
Yeah.
But this next one right here, this is for Marco. I think Marcos, you probably have this on PO.
Let me see.
And this is one of those that you might have. So I got this here. Let me pop this up. I want to say you have this on PO. Let's go.
I have everything on PO. If we're being honest,
You do have everything on PO.
I know. I hate my life. So there we go. Yes, I do. I do have this. I do have this on fucking PO. God damn it. I do. Fuck, man.
How many POs do you have, Marcos?
So actually, right now it's not that bad. It's like around 6, and like 3 active ones. Like the other ones I have from Sideshow, like you start paying in like August of this year. Like, all right, whatever, because Prime One's so backed up on everything, So
I mean, that's a good thing for guys like you that have a shit ton of everything's backed up. But I personally think that this piece came out great.
I think the hair strands and it looks very. For me, I think it looks very like not well done, but I think overall the concept and everything is amazing. I just think the hair piece basically it looks like a toupee, and then yeah, I don't know. It just looks like a toupee for me.
Well, a lot of people were saying about the leather on the bodysuit.
Me,
right?
I'm not anti yes or no on that.
Yeah, so. I personally think it's fine.
It's fine for me. It's her. That's her low key.
That's her. Yeah,
she's a thought. Goddamn, she's a thought, and it happens to be that she has powers and can go get Superman. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So look at those thighs, bro. God damn, Jacob. I'll be back in 10 minutes.
You've been gone this whole time. What do you mean I'll be back in 10 minutes?
10 minutes, bro. 10 minutes. Hey, can you give me 10 minutes for crying out loud? God damn it, dude.
This guy's way too much now. Yeah, I don't see the problem everybody's having with it. Maybe there might be too much leather detail into it.
I just think the hair too. It was promoted as a blue hair, and obviously in this one it's like a silver hair. So we'll see.
There is an image of blue hair. So this is pretty much the prototype. The paint. I think the paint is looking really good.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the only thing I would change on the paint a little bit is having some more dry brushing on the wood here for this base. Maybe a little bit more. I mean, I'm just looking at zooming into this picture, right? A little bit more wear and tear on the helmet here for the electroshocking. But other than that, it's there's plenty of detail here on the bottom of this base, from what I could tell. Even the breakage on the tile of the floor, you can see some parts are more raised than others. So these are the small details that need to be addressed, in my opinion, when it comes to a lot of this fan art stuff. Is add a little bit more contrast to these base. I mean, I know the focus is her, but there's such a good elaborate base here. Even the leather on the seats, and you got the rivets that go around it. I just think the wood needs a little bit more depth to it. Maybe some darkers in there somewhere, or lighters. Just to really give you that wood grain kind of feel to it. But other than that, it's just like really me being picky in terms of the paint application.
Yeah.
And this was also sculpted by VHN, just so everybody knows. There's the blue hair right there for you, Marcos. Now, the blue hair, I'd agree with you. This blue hair does look better than the gray.
It looks way better than gray, but it still looks like blocky, if that makes sense. Like, it looks like it's put on that sculpture. Which you gotta figure it out, obviously, before it comes out. It's like you gotta figure out to make that hair look like seamless with the statue.
Yeah, I think the only way you could do that, you couldn't do that in the sculpting phase, but with the painting phase, same thing.
Yeah.
Right. What they need to do is paint the hair a little bit darker blue, and then lighten the shades up, or vice versa. And then I think it's easier darker to lighter, and then you're gonna get a more contrast and depth in the hair. And it's going to look more strandier, right? Right now, it's looking a little muddy when I zoom into it. But that could be because I can see some lighter blues in there and some darkers. Maybe it's just this image. It's just so far so far away. Sorry, I'm zooming the wrong freaking screen here.
But do
but
any of those problems you guys said really matter if this is like one of those kind of obscure characters that probably won't be made? You know what I mean by like anybody else? Like, right? Does that matter then?
I don't believe so. I think this is more of something a little more pickier, I guess you would say. When I mean that's pretty much the whole point of us doing, the podcast and stuff like that. Right?
True.
We're dissecting everybody's fan art and license companies, things like that. That's why I do the live unboxing so I can see them in person and really gauge it a little better. It's a minute issue if you're a diehard Livewire and you're like, no, this is not Livewire, then I get it. You're extremely diehard and you're not happy with the piece. But I'm not an extreme, Livewire fan. Marcos is more of a fan. The only issue I see with this portrait, it's not really that big of an issue. I like the way they did the transition from the forehead to the hair, but it's kind of not touching. It just looks like they glued it on top of it, right? And a lot of statues, they do that. But sometimes the transition is really good. So maybe if they would have painted some blue hair strands and then glued this top on there, it would have a cleaner transition, potentially. I don't know. I'm just kind of throwing it out there. But it's very minimal. The serious look is not too bad. I don't know if I can zoom in on the eyes. The eyes look really good. But I don't know if you can see that, Jacob, what I'm talking about, that hairline, right?
Yes.
I think if they would have painted some like blue strands, the really small blue strands, to make it look like it's transitioned.
For me, Will, as the person that's getting this piece, the biggest disappointment is the hairline. It looks like it's 2 separate pieces, which probably is, obviously, so
yeah,
we'll see how it goes, like in hand. I don't know, if they're gonna go like, what's it called,
yeah.
No, I'm blanking out. I'm blanking out. My bad.
Well, yeah, you're like 36 shots in. You're gonna blank out a little bit.
God damn it! Just a tad bit, right? There we
go. So go ahead.
I think the lightning's worse than the hair. You know what I mean? From a distance, like I don't think the hair looks terrible.
It looks more like ice. It looks more like ice than lightning.
I don't know how you separate the hair from her fucking Hot Topic pale fucking body and not make it look like seam line. So
right. No, you're correct. The lightning, I think that's a problem with every company. Even anime.
So true. No, we've talked about this before, Will. 100%. Yeah.
And there's the Metallo. We did a live unboxing of that.
I hate the silver hair on this outfit. It just looks, to me, it looks bad.
Yeah, but she looks great next to Metallo. So
no, Metallo looks great regardless. So it doesn't matter what you do with him, he's gonna look good no matter what. So there we go.
Yeah. Lane, any comments on this particular piece?
I think she looks pretty good. It's she's a weird combination of the comic version of her and obviously the Superman series version. I mean, it's cool someone's finally doing her, and like you said, she would go with Metallo really well. Yeah. Because obviously, I'm guessing similar sculpting. I'd be interested to do a.
No, Metallo wasn't VHN. This was a VHN piece.
Different one.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm interested. I don't know if she would be a great one just if she was like the only Superman villain you got. Like, probably be like Brainiac, like Marcos is actually getting some from this, different.
Yeah. He's got Mongol, he's a Brainiac.
So she'll fit in fine there. I prefer the blue hair versus the silver hair.
Mm.
I would kind of like to see this guy who did this one. I would really like to see him do a silver banshee.
He did. I believe he did sculpt one, but I don't think anybody's putting it out there. I'd have to look at his page, but I believe he's the one that sculpted the one you saw that we talked about a while back. I believe that was his.
The silver banshee. Because I just think she's got one of the cooler designs in general.
Yes, she does.
Even though she's dating Jimmy Olsen. Actually, Livewire. Now the modern DC Livewire has actually got involved with the Creeper.
Yeah.
From like the old the Batman animated series episode and stuff, which is really strange.
I mean, the writer's going to do what they're going to do. Everything they do.
Man, they're doing so much weird stuff sometimes that you're just like, hey, Poison Ivy is the mayor of Gotham City. That makes a lot of sense.
That would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's right now. She just became the mayor.
Yeah.
She broke up with Harley Quinn and is now the mayor of Gotham City. And now she and Vandal Savage.
Broke up with Hart. They were dating?
Yeah, they have been on and off for like 7 or 8 years. Basically, Harley and Ivy are functionally lesbian written characters, even though technically they're supposed to be bisexual characters. Harley Quinn her whole Joker story it was abuse. The whole, hey, she did actually, murder like hundreds of children at one point or another is kind of glossed over because they want her to be more of a anti-hero character that they can sell to people, because I think she makes like $450 million or more per year as a character in merchandise sales of various types. But yeah, no, Poison Ivy. Well, Vandal, you have to understand though, Vandal Savage, the 50,000-year-old super smart caveman, longtime DC villain. He's the Gotham City PD chief. He's the commissioner of the police, and he has been for a couple of years now. I know. See, the look on Jacob's face.
I know nothing about this shit. You are blowing my mind right now. Fucking
the look on Jacob's face, like he's like a person who knows who probably some of these characters are, and he's like, his perception of them is like getting just shattered right now. Like, he's like, why is Poison Ivy?
This is literally like a South Park episode from 06. They're talking about how Family Guy episodes are made. These fucking manatees are coming and just taking these random ass fucking balls. Like, yep, caveman, 10,000 years old, smart as fuck. Like, literally the Geico caveman. That's what we're gonna base it on.
He's immortal. That's the whole point. He's been immortal. He's been a bad guy in a whole bunch of movies and comics and everything. And I was saying, Vandal Savage, the 55-year-old caveman, is the commissioner of Gordon. See, Jacob probably knows.
What could be hotter than Poison Ivy and Harley like scissoring? Like, let's do that. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Well, but they don't do it like that. The whole point is to get away from the whole male gaze thing. But I can see Jacob first here in Poison Ivy. He's thinking of eco-terrorist femme fatale, mayor of Gotham City. Like there's like a bridge that went here and he went this way, and then hearing Vandal Savage is police commissioner. He's like the caveman evil guy who's trying to take over the world. Like, what? And now he's the commissioner of the police. I'm going these directions right now, which is how the stories feel like they go. I really like that. But I would just like to see, I don't know. I would like to see Silver Banshee. Someone actually do one of her. That'd be one I'm interested in, because I just think she's got one of the coolest designs. Well,
true.
Jacob, it's actually because of Iceman and how they handled changing his sexuality is why they say everybody is bisexual now. Like, even, Tim Drake Robin. He's bisexual. He's dating a guy now and has since 2021.
I don't believe in being bisexual. You're like, everyone's bisexual.
Let's not get into the debate of bisexuality. I had a couple friends in college who were bisexual, actually, like, legitimate. But
are they still bisexual, or are they full-blown gay now?
Well, considering I haven't talked to some of them in like 17 years, the last time
the one you had.
Well, I knew two. One was a girl who I dated. Then she also dated a girl. And the last time I heard, she had married a guy. And then another was a gentleman who, like, I don't think he ever got married. But the last time I talked to him, he was, dating another guy. But he was
Did you think they just throw on these storylines just to, like...
No,
like,
well, they're trying to increase. They're trying to increase representation in the comics. That's the point. No, I did not turn gay.
No, you turned her gay.
No, yeah, I guess maybe, I don't know. No, she was already bisexual. She was dating a girl before she dated me.
She was trying to
That's
figure out
kind
the.
of cool. You took it from the other team, you know. This is like a Seinfeld episode.
No. Yeah, Jacob trying to take this to all the wrong places right now, and I'm not going to let him do it. No, but I'm not to get too much into
you guys
this. Is getting too much into the
like
weeds
5
of all this.
minutes. This is
But
crazy.
I know, yeah, I know. But like Tim Drake, who was my Robin for a long time, like they sexuality swapped him. They basically have buried his long-term romance with like Stephanie Brown, you know, the spoiler / one of the Batgirls.
Was that main
continuity?
like it doesn't make sense? Was it main continuity?
It's a main continuity. It has been for. Okay, Tim Drake just 2 issues ago in Batman retired and quit being Robin because he was tired of lying to his boyfriend and was concerned that he'd be lying with the light. So they said basically Bernard, who was a character who was in like 8 issues of Robin in 2006, is his true greatest love that he had to give up being a superhero, not the female character that he was involved with. Now they've tried to screw their thing up multiple times over decades, but who he has since he like got his own series back in the 90s, he had the longest character connection with, and basically not for her, but for this other guy who half the people don't even like how the character's written. He been set up as the truth because he is the most prominent bisexual male character of Bat Family. But that's getting to stuff that annoys me. And now he's retired and off the board.
Yeah, sure.
Which I hate. And now I just have Damian. And I hate
I like Damian. I think Damian's cool.
But Wayne, you have to understand, I'm coming from a perspective that when they did this, I can't even believe how long ago Damian's actually been around. Time flies when you're getting old. But Damian was created by Grant Morrison to replace Tim Drake as Robin. Right. Damian already has. Tim Drake was my Robin. When I think of Robin, I don't think of Dick Grayson. Even though like I love Batman 66 or something like that. Right. I think of Tim Drake as Robin. Right. And he's the character who was created to replace, and that's made Tim Drake now a character who is adrift for like almost decades. And he's a character I care about a lot. Like I really cared about his character a lot. That's why I would love a Tim Drake statue. I think maybe there was the samurai line from XM. Maybe they did one of him. Or they did one of, or there was one of him done, I think, by such a year, like we're talking like 10 years or more ago.
A long time ago, yeah.
I'm sorry, I got totally. I apologize. I got totally sidetracked into
well, just for everybody to know, there, we lost Marcos. He passed out. Sent us a message.
He bitched out like a punk ass bitch.
Well, I'm starting to feel a little bit here. I was up too late.
No, but Marcos is like a whole bottle of tequila. So that's shut up.
I do, if you don't mind, William, though, I do want to go back to a topic we were talking about earlier after we finish up this. If that was the last of the custom statues you were going to show off. I want to go back to the prestige thing for Prime 1. Because that's been a controversial topic. And I don't really see, my thing is from Prime 1, I have just in the last, 6 months or maybe last year. Yeah, maybe the last 5 months, 6 months, something like that, maybe 4 months, whatever. I only, for the first time, pre-ordered directly from Prime 1, which was the pre-ordering the Phantasm. So like that, I've owned multiple Prime 1s, but that's the first one I've ever directly ordered. So I don't think I can necessarily complain so much because it's not like I have a track record. But I was really interested also into, and even a little bit more somebody like Jacob. Now, I realized the first one of these is not necessarily of Jacob's specific alley so much, being it was the Big Chap Alien. I mean, obviously, what the Big Chap Alien is, and the history of it. But I wanted to get his perspective a little bit from that Jacob is a guy who has been at least willing to, not the same kind of money, but in the same general ballpark of money, where that big chat prestige and just the idea that they're going to have whatever, they may not all be that expensive, but they're going to be more expensive than whatever the regular
No, they are for sure.
But for someone who was like willing to go in on a piece that was almost in that ballpark, being, you know, the fellowship piece, you were willing to go. You've been willing to go in on something like no. And I'm trying to be, because I'm not saying like this one is going to be better than that or anything, but you were willing to go in on a super expensive, not just an expensive.
No, I get it. I get what you're saying.
Super expensive. You know, it's not as expensive, but when you're starting to get somewhere
throwing money
thousands of dollars and stuff, like technically you're right. Like something that's 8,000 versus 4,000 or 5,000, that's a big difference.
It's all the same.
When you're in that ballpark already, you're for a statue, you can say, just in general, an absurd amount of money for one of these things that not necessarily, even in comparison to when you buy, like even in comparison to your cave troll, which that's like a $3,000 piece, so it's not cheap. That cave troll that they put out, it might be the same size by the time it comes out, but even that piece you're getting for the fellowship in comparison to that one, when you're going to have to pay for it, at least for the piece, not included shipping. One could be a lot more shipping wise than the other one, but you kind of get what I mean, at least with that. Where
I get what you mean.
That's an upper echelon piece to aim for. Now, even though you've been kind of like have expressed mixed for seeing the final product, it's still kind of a wish list thing where if you weren't able to have as many pieces of the different characters, like for Weta or from whoever for Prime 1, that may not be the best character representation ever sculpt wise, but that gives you all the fellowship together in the same piece, where if you can only have afford one like that, where they're all together, that is a grail piece where you just get them all, you know? But I was interested in since you have been willing to spend in that ballpark, what you thought about, and then obviously William too. Sorry, I carried on way too much. Anyway, I wanted to get your guys' perspective first on this, because it may not be even something necessarily. This first one isn't the best example necessarily, because it may not be something. It'd be one thing if you guys like Jimmy.
No, I mean the Alien line, the Alien and Predator line, I think are some of the best lines out there from any fucking company. Mm-hmm. Some of the best. I like what they're doing. I think they did it wrong, though. Like, I get why they want to give it to people that are, like, maybe streamers that promote their product or have been with them a long time. But I think I really like the exclusivity of these pieces. Like, I remember, like, back in the day when you'd have to pre-order something right away or else it'd fucking sell out. Like, ooh, that fucking high was awesome. Like, that was awesome. And just knowing, like, okay, this is a licensed piece. There's only fucking 30 to 50 of these. That's what we're selling. I love that shit. But I think it should be available to everyone in the public. Like, we are releasing this time. Be fucking ready. You know what I mean? So I do like that. I wish it was available to everybody. But again, like, $8,000 for that is a lot, because you don't get bases to display them all. Not that I'd want them all displayed and be redundant, but I think the idea is fucking awesome. Like, if they said, look, here's a cave troll. It's a huge base. We're going to paint it fucking right, like we don't do on a lot of their pieces. And it's another $1,500 to do it. And we're going to allow this to 50 people. I would be excited as fuck. You know what I mean? Like, that'd be fucking awesome. But I do like what they're doing. It kind of brings it back.
You couldn't get a chance though to get it if it's like by the scene.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
you would find it inferior. Like, you know,
yes.
Like I said, I've been making fun of with the Chris Batman statue collection, because you know he's all locked in for that Mr. Freeze with the Nora Freeze, and I said, you know, that's going to be the first prestige DC piece, and you're not going to email, and you're going to be right. Like, I've been poking fun at him about that. But
that's what I'm saying. Like, if you make it available to everybody, it's all fair game. It's all fair game. Like that makes it kind of fun again. And if you don't get it, you still get a good piece. Like that alien piece. If you didn't get the prestige one, why would you be upset with the other piece you get? It's still a good fucking piece. Like I'm just glad they're still making shit for my IP. Like if they did that with Lord of the Rings, I'm still getting a new Lord of the Rings piece. Either way, I'm happy. But I don't know.
It's not unheard of what they're doing, right? Fan art groups have been doing stuff like that for a long time. So this is not something. When I heard about it, I was like, they do it. You'll get fan art groups that are like, if you got those quote unquote VIP people, they would like give you a free statue because you've PO'd like 20 or you bought 20 from them or whatever. Or they'd give you, NRD on the house, so you don't have to cover NRD for your next piece or something like that. And some groups now lately are doing more exclusive stuff, like only 20 units will have this particular thing, and the rest of the 80 won't have any of it, right? But you still get a good piece. So I agree with you on that, Jacob. I don't think it's that bad of a thing to do. Because you are going to have your diehard fans, and if you can offer a little extra for those that really invested in your company, why not? I don't see it being a big deal. It's been there. It's just this is nothing new, in my opinion, with what Prime One's trying to do. But
see, I'm a little bit on the.
What do you think, Lane?
I hate it. I think the prestige line. I think trying to get $8,000 out for a piece like that is practically criminal. Like
no, I agree with the price is ridiculous. No, I agree with that. If the regular price was freaking 4,000, you're gonna bump another 4,000 just because of prestige. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, because the big thing is
before you guys continue, one thing to keep in mind when they gave that option when they did it with like Snow and Blood, you give us $10,000, we design your own fucking piece, whatever you fucking want, and we custom paint this shit. Like for $2,000 more, I'd be like, hey, I'm gonna get my own fucking alien piece, whatever the fuck I want. None of you motherfuckers are gonna have it. Once you're talking stupid money like 8,000, I'd rather fucking do that. But yes, continue. Dumb fucking money. Yes, sorry.
Yeah. No, it just with the prestige factor and the way they've done it, because and it's hard because we only have the one piece. We need to see what else they're going to do with this. What are going to be other examples? So I feel a little bit disingenuous, but because I feel like I'm just attacking this specific example because their other prestige may not be $8,000 or something crazy like that. But like that for that piece, like they had the hunched overhead and stuff like that, which is what all the Alien Bitch fans want. That's what they actually want, and it's like an entirely separate body thing, which is what helped make it $8,000. And to me, it may be more this being their first example of trying to do this. I think was absolutely the worst one to start with how they did that, leaving out the general price and everything, and then. Also, like the tail looking like it's fucking wheel.
Yeah.
Having to like 3D show. Actually, it's like in a hook around, so it looks more like natural, like the tail. I think them going with this piece for this price and then being like, and it's only going to be random people we're going to email who we have a quote history. I think you're correct in how other groups and stuff have done that, and maybe not quite exactly this method. Another example where they give you a time frame where you have to get it, and it might sell. Mondo with their 6-scale figures, like there's a timed exclusive. You have a certain amount of time, and they may still sell out. That has twice the amount of accessories or something like their alternate head sculpts for a bunch of their figures, like the timed exclusive for like He-Man and She-Ra, like the Master of the Universe. Versus the regular, they came with like 3 times as much stuff, and they sell for like 3 times the amount now that they cost. They're like $700-800, but they were $250-300 originally. Like, so not exactly the same thing, but it's the same principle, kind of what they're trying to do. Now it's open for everybody.
I'm not saying there's any connection with this, but how weird of a coincidence was it? Like when all that shit happened, and it sounded like Prime One needed money, and then they're like, "Okay, we're gonna do this prestige line, and these are like instant scratch off winners for us, and we're gonna make $200,000 from these people we know have fucking money." Like, and this is instant cash to us because we're saying, "Hey, if you don't get this, we're gonna give it to this guy, and he's gonna fucking pay it." Like, done, money. Like, I don't know. It just kind of a weird coincidence.
And it's more of a lottery thing, right? With this situation, it's not like back in the day when you wanted to go watch a movie at a theater, you had to be in line 2 hours before just to get your fucking slot and sit in the back, right?
Yeah.
So it's more of a lottery thing. If they had it open, like, okay, midnight this day, whoever wants this prestige, there's only 50. You wait in the fucking. My wife and kids were doing it. There was like a waiting room online to buy tickets for a concert. So you gotta subscribe, get in this waiting room, and then when your turn pops up, you got to rush in there and buy your tickets. I think that's how they should do it with this particular situation with their prestige line. It's like, we have 50. This is the time. You better be in this waiting room by that time and try to get your PO. And I've told people this many a times. Don't be on the fence to PO something. Just PO it. And if you have a change of heart and it's a license, then back out of your PO. Let's say it's a couple $100. Okay, it's a couple $100. But if you're going to spend $8,000 on it, who cares about a couple $100? At least you secured your slot, if you keep it or not.
But and then, if you're pre-ordering something, like, how do you not know? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I agree.
If I'm pre-ordering something, it's like,
yeah, think about it. Like the XL pieces. The shipping is going to be crazy for freaking Prime One. They always upcharge their shipping. So your shipping will be
at least
$1,500. Yeah, at least double if you're going to ship 4 large boxes from China, wherever it's coming from, and you're POing it. And you should know this. Like, you shouldn't back up and go, "Oh, I didn't know shipping is going to be this much." No, you should have known this before you spent $8,000 on a massive piece that could be one single crate the size of a queen bed or 4 or 5 boxes. You know it's going to happen. It's just massive. Right? And we were talking about that earlier. What's that? The Transformer piece. It's like $20,000.
Oh, the Weapons Depot.
Yeah, if you're buying the Weapons Depot, shipping is going to be astronomical. So don't complain about it. Like, this is right? Like, don't complain about the shipping. So if you pay $20,000 for it and shipping's $10,000, well, you should know that. You should already know you're going to pay a lot.
Yes.
And that's a struggle too that I see in the fan art groups. It's the same thing. I'm not happy that Darkseid's going to be almost $1,000 shipping, but it's 4 massive boxes. Like, what do you expect? Do you want
literally, Will, anything I pre-order now, in the back of my mind, even if it's just a quarter scale statue, I'm like, okay, shipping could be $500. Is that okay? Yeah, I'm gonna buy it. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah. I think you have to have. I think a lot of collectors have to have the mindset of, okay, I'm paying this much for this piece, based off what I'm looking at. I think potentially it'll be 2 boxes. What's the going rate potentially? It's all hypothetical, right? And right now shipping's crazy because of everything that's happened in the East, countries and the bombings and the tariffs and all this other shit. We know it's like out of. It's just crazy, the shipping. But yeah, let's say your piece comes out in 2 years, I would still save up $400, $500 on the side for shipping, depending on how big your piece is going to be, especially 1/3 pieces. And this prestige thing is good. It's like Lane said, it's just going to go up even more. And we know Prime One. I mean, hypothetically, they raised the shipping rates to cover some more of their losses. And what are you going to do? You paid $8,000 for it. You're going to say, no, I don't want it. No, fuck it, I don't want it anymore. What? I mean,
no, now with that down payment.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna pay the shipping. So there's just no way around it. Just save your pennies. That's why Marcos, he's not here. He's been stressing out. He's got like 30 POs. I'm like, you know how much shipping that is?
He's drinking what kind of vodka is that cheap one? Like Pavov or whatever it is. Like, that's what he's
Hey, that's what always pops into my head. You guys have wondered sometimes, like, when I got like my Hellbat, where I got the Harley Who Laughs in the last couple of years. I didn't end up getting the ultimate bonus editions. I got just the ultimate editions without the bonus pieces because for both of them. I was like, I don't need the bonus pieces. Really, like Harley's, they usually people say, well, you want to get the other bonus because if you sell it later, that's going to sell easier or whatever. Well, I was like, well, for the Harley Last, I absolutely hated the bonus head sculpt, like with a passion. So I was like, why am I going to spend $150 extra on this when that is $150 I can use towards paying for shipping instead? And that's what I did. And I had that $150 to help offset the shipping for the damn box. Like that's one thing with, I mean, that's, if you're wondering why a lot of times I want to just buy from US retailers, is because except if you're fucking Sideshow, apparently, because they sometimes will screw up their own shipping. Or like, no, I mean, if you've seen some of the shipping from them, some of the totals, you're like,
oh, I know, it's retarded.
Like
dude.
what
I don't
on top
like
of with the therapies and stuff. Yeah, and it's just like, what's going on? Well, no, I mean, I saw for some pieces that I got from like Common Concepts when I got the final shipping for them, and I was able to compare them. Like they were so much cheaper, like $100 or more cheaper. I'm like, there's something wrong here with the math. The
math ain't math.
Josh should be probably being a smaller business should be charging more than effing Sideshow would because Sideshow just by volume has to have some deal set up with the shipping, like UPS or something like that. They have to have decent deals. They do so much traffic, and UPS. We all make things like, well, UPS needs traffic to stay in business by getting lots of stuff accepted. That's why they're willing to set up shipping deals for large companies and stuff. But I like the theory of the Prestige, but I think they picked the worst fucking statue and the worst fucking price. Sorry for my cursing.
Well,
worst price to be their first thing out the gate, along with a statue they're already changing shit because they said it didn't come out looking right and nobody liked it.
The thing that's, I wish I could read the emails that were given to these people because I want to know edition sizes. Most of them didn't even know edition sizes. You know what I mean? No. Like when you're talking about $8,000,
that would be
like is it 30, 50, 100?
Like, that better be like 20 or 30, man, for that much money.
Yeah,
I like there's 100 of them.
I would assume knowing them is probably 50 to 100. I would assume.
Yeah, probably. But I'm just saying,
50 to 100 is a lot. Like in my
for that
opinion,
much
for $8,000.
8,000 times 100. So it's a lot.
Yeah, no. And
when most of these statues, the edition size of people that actually reduced is like 100. Yeah. So no,
I mean, I
like this idea, but only a select few I do not like, and edition sizes of 50 to 100 for $8,000.
And having no idea how you're actually going to get it because you could have bought 25 pieces directly from Prime One or something like that and spent like
on the Christmas.
Well, on the last 10 years, I've bought like 15 pieces from them and spent like $15,000, and you don't get any. Like, what defines you quote being a reoccurring customer? You know, that's the big, that's maybe some of the biggest things. They picked a bad piece, which was already, they were having to say, hey, we're doing changes to this piece. You know, one of the other bodies and stuff. They put on a look actually what most people wanted. Of course, obviously, there's a reason they saved it for the Prestige edition. It makes you more cynical. You're already cynical for Prime One as a company in a lot of ways.
Right.
And then obviously, as you talked about, you had to be a little bit deeper dived into the community going on with the factory issues or whatever. And we can't know exactly what. I know you have your suspicions, but we don't know exactly 100% the truth of what's going on.
Yeah.
But we have some previous issues with other companies where it can be like, maybe even it's not exactly as bad as we're thinking. It's somewhere on that level.
Look, Lane, it's all every big company that does retailing that provides a certain type of product to people have to get out of whatever negative they're on the inside through these emails, right? XM Studios, perfect. You go on their webpage right now, they got #1 editions of all their shit, and it's like twice the price than it originally was, or even more. You can go on there right now, and it'll say ES #1, ES #1, ES #1, because they're trying to find a way to compensate for, them being in the negative. And Prime One, this is their quote unquote. I'm assuming they're in the negative, so now they're doing this prestige thing, right, to collect more funds, to kind of get themselves their finances a little bit more balanced. But the market for buying statues nowadays is not. Well, I'm not saying buying, but I would assume selling is not the highest like it used to be during COVID. Because during COVID, everybody was buying statues like hotcakes, right? And it's not like
everybody's buying everything.
Yeah, everybody's buying everything, right? So, so it's a lot more challenging now. And you think 4 years, that was still kind of during COVID, right? 4 years from now or back. So 2022, 2021, that was still hot COVID a little bit. So they're still trying to catch up to pieces that are probably still, in wraps during those time frames, 2023, 2024, and that sort of stuff. So they're trying to play catch up. So they're trying to figure out, marketing is trying to figure out the best way they can to make more money without having to eat up where they're at and balance their numbers out. But
that was a great way.
Yeah, no, it is. It is a great way. But there are other ways to do it as well. But if their resources the prices are going up, everything's going to go up for everybody. Can they make something as high quality, but a quarter scale, a little bit more less base, because a lot of their bases are massive on everything they do. Something like that to cut costs on some of the materials. Maybe they could catch up with some of the cheaper, faster things to make. But they are Prime One, and we'll see how this works. Right? This is something new that they just started. So we're just gonna have to sit and wait and see who are the rich guys buying these things for $8,000 to $20,000.
I feel like they also have to put out there though. It's like everybody's wondering, hey, what's going on with that Prime One Superman after the J&D one, the Alex Ross one? And
right.
Their response is, well, actually, production of this is being done by Blitzway, and so we're waiting to hear back from them.
So now you're waiting for somebody else.
I was like, so you behind Mother Somethings are waiting to hear back from another company that is known for being behind it, because then Juster finally started to get out like their Ghostbusters and their
right.
And it's like, so you're waiting for another company who has been almost as quiet as you guys about what's going on with some of their release stuff in the last 6 to 8 months to tell you, hey, this is the statue. We may not be collaborating or with each other. Or there's some issue why the rest of the line may not ever come out or see the light of day. And that's supposed to be out now. Like by May, it's supposed to be that piece is in the window now. It's supposed to be open out. So it's like, what are you as a collector supposed to think? Like, there's one play I have been considering getting that Superman because I'm kind of out, maybe, as I was talking with Marcos earlier, with another piece I have. And that's one because even though everybody liked the J&D, I like the sculpted suit better. I like this guy sculpted and also got material cape. And I love the base like a million times more. Plus the base lights up. But I don't want to pre-order a thing that I have no idea. I'm like in the mindset now that it's supposed to relatively be coming out now. It's one thing, like, where it's not supposed to, the earliest I'm looking at, like, what was it? Yeah, for the My Shira Nui statue, I forgot the date timing on Sideshow is like July of 2027 to March of 2028.
Yeah,
it's 9 months. I was like, okay. Well, going for the wide load there, so you don't have to refund me my full money, I see.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're going to play the game the best they can to pull the money out of our pockets, just the way it is. But we are at the 2.5 mark, so we went a little bit further than we normally do, but it was a great conversation. And I knew Marcos would tap out early the way he was drinking. So I just want to appreciate everybody that jumped on the panel. Legend Lane, thank you very much. Jacob and Marcos, that's gone. Everybody in the chat.
Do we have any unboxings in the near future, possibly?
I'm hoping to pick up some units here soon. So maybe not next weekend because I got a big project on that Saturday. So hopefully we can still do
Well,
a
I
side
wasn't meaning in the next 2 weeks. I was saying, maybe the next 2 to 3
Yeah, for
months,
sure.
maybe you
Sure.
might have something. Like going into the spring, maybe there might be one that pops up here.
No, for sure. We'll. I'm gonna continue to push for the live unboxings and stuff. So yeah, for sure we'll do that. But I want to thank Walton for jumping on with us, Mr. Troublemaker himself. I did say Random Korean. Akira was in the house as well. I know Juan Ortega was here. Jojo was here. Jimmy from Godlike. Make sure to watch Godlike. He'll do a stream tomorrow. I know I have a few more people here. I'm trying to find everybody. All I see more is Walton. M3 Lovin was in the house. Mr. Popo was in the house. E-Man was in the house. Oh, love E-Man, man. Great guy. I Will Buy It Man was in the house as well. So, and Jose, don't forget about Jose was here. Ram 3 was here. So thank you very much, everybody. Jojo, I did say Jojo. I really appreciate you guys jumping on. I am sorry for the little hiatus I did. Life hits you, and you got to make as much time as you can possible. And family time is important, and wife taxes especially important. But I do thank you guys for watching. Those that were hanging out with us today, those that will watch later. Again, thank you again, and we'll see you next time. Peace.